Welcome to another episode of Bengals and Brews. I am Dale Altman, joined by Ghost Travis, joined by the Orange Arrow. We are going to have a couple special guests tonight. One of them being Mr. Shayne Graham. When he gives me the thumbs up, we will slide him in. This is his second time coming back on the show. Excited to have him. Travis, what? You were late. You didn't make it.
I realized when we started, I missed one of the main components in me coming in again with Shayne. So I ran.
Yeah, you're out of breath. This is the whole thing. He ran for the
I ran so fast through my whole fucking house.
Casa Azul or whatever. There it is. I knew it. We're just all kinds of all kinds of messed up to get started because you started talking. I could not hear shit, and I'm like, here we fucking go again. But
oh, welcome to another episode of Bengals where we're just shit-headed. Let's go.
Oh, man.
What's up, everybody? Oh, everybody's in here tonight talking all fun, fancy. That's awesome. Got some people in already. Thank you for watching us and not a boring football game because I don't know why everybody would want to watch that game with the backups in it. But I did it last year, and I regretted the hell out of it because I didn't know a single person in that whole thing.
Let's get our guest on here. We got both of them in the background.
We got guests tonight? I didn't know that. Shoot.
Who
we got?
First, we got Shayne, his second time on. Shayne Graham, former Bengals kicker, the man, Elite Winning Solutions.
His icy balls and everything.
His nice icy balls. and then our first-time guest, one of Shayne's really good friends and a guy I'm excited to talk to, see what he's been doing, see all the great things he's doing post-retirement after a great 13-year NFL career. Frostee Rucker, everybody.
Hey,
Frosty, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, guys? What's up? Shayne, what you got going on over there?
Little Blantons.
Oh, man, he's
Frost, do me a
breaking
favor.
out the hard stuff right away.
You on your phone, Frost? You on your phone?
Yeah, I am.
Switch that over sideways like that. You get full screen. Oh, yeah,
No.
check out the stickers.
It didn't work.
Oh.
That works 95% of the time.
You might have
all good.
He's got his lock on.
Yeah, I was about to say he's got the lock. I usually run into that whenever I go and look up the boom. You know what I'm looking for. You got to unlock it so it turns.
Now Shayne's
Shayne,
trying to
how
text
you
him
doing?
and tell him, like, all right, you got the lock on, Frosty. You got to unlock it so you can do. I know.
Oh, I love it.
Dale, you didn't catch my joke at the beginning of this when I said there's guests on here. You just let that slide over your head and then you threw Shayne on. I was like, damn it, I was going to do introductions.
Well, I still thought you were out of breath from running back to make it to the show.
I'm not that messed up. Golly. Give me some credit. Shayne, why are you subtle flexing on every single person in the chat right now with what your backdrop is? What happened to the kitchen? What happened to that?
Well, yeah, that was the bar area. I just had to send him a screenshot, and then I circled the drawing of the little lock thing on the little.
I love it.
So Shayne is the me of that relationship, Derek, of that friendship.
Oh, okay. I see how it is. Yep. I can completely understand on that.
So
I relate all too well with Frosty right now.
Yeah,
he's probably going to back in.
All right,
yeah, he's good. It'll give you some time to plug Elite Winning Solutions, and if what you have upcoming, kind of your schedule. If you've got any openings for people that want to, get a hold of you.
Yeah. So really, I've had quite a few college kids kind of come in town. We kind of run like there's a bunch of things that it does, but really like what's kind of been the steady is, private lessons. I mean, that's that's where my background truly is, and I have a passion for it. So being able to help guys out. So there's been a bunch of like free agents, guys trying to make it pro, guys trying to get better with their college or whatever. And even some transfer portal kids trying to like get some film out or whatever. They'll come, they actually stay in the house, and then, I feed them, and it's kind of an all inclusive. I film it with 3 HD cameras on the field. We come in, we study the film, we go in the weight room I've got down here, and then we train kind of skill specific type exercises that a lot of strength coaches, don't necessarily add to their team workout stuff, and especially the younger guys where may not even have strength coaches if they're in high school. So that's kind of been the main thing. And then there's a few colleges and some high schools that I actually work with on their scouting reports, their game plans, their scheming. So there's a bunch of things that I do, but I'm starting to get ready to do some traveling and actually go do some, group sessions with guys. So whenever, if there's ever an interest to put together something in Cincinnati, reach out, and, I'll come in town and try to put together like a Sunday, tune up during the football season for some guys. If there's if there's like an out of town game or something, or even if there is a game, and then maybe we, do the tune up during the day and have a night game at night. You never know.
Nice.
I love it. Well, Frosty, welcome to the Bengals and Brews show. This is your first time being on here. It's kind of a shit show anyway on here, so you're fitting right into the tee with what we.
Wow, you on. Just literally were like, "Wow, you screwed up coming in," and like, come on, man.
I'm in here now. No, I'm here.
Hey,
it's always a good time when you get to hear about what Shayne's doing, because he really is doing. He's affecting a lot of kids' lives. Be able to be hands-on like that. So thank you, Shayne, for sharing with everyone again what you do. It's very important. Guys, thank you for having me. Who Dey Nation, I know you guys are all tuned in. I'm still a Bengals, so Who Dey, right?
Who Dey, man. Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
I don't have any things like Mr. Graham there. I need to step him up. But everything's good with me, guys. Thanks for having me. Your show looks great. Love all the art behind you guys. Shayne's place is really fancy. We all knew that would happen.
I mean, he has 27 jerseys to display because he played for that many teams, Frosty. Come on.
I was going to say, can we run the graphic for Shayne, or does that have to be on every minute scroll for all the subtle flexes he's got going on right there?
Oh, geez.
But Frosty, what have you kind of been up to lately? You have any business ventures that you're into? Like big time money Graham.
Yeah. So I'm into a lot of things. I won't bore you with any of it. But the most important thing I do is I run my nonprofit. I started it when I was in Cincinnati, actually with the Bengals. It's called Frostee's Challenge, and I think I did when I was with the Bengals. I did something with Shayne. It was a clothes drive, right?
Yeah.
With the Salvation Army. That was the first thing I did with it. Yeah. Hey, Greg, that is an awesome display Shayne has. Sorry, I read that. The Frosty Challenge, I'm still doing the same thing, but now we've branched off, and we're more in the field, hiring coaches to be able to take kids through trainings, similar to what Shayne's doing on an intimate level, being like mentors to them, doing Zooms with them, and building programs. So now our program has 2 after-school. What up, KB? 2 after-school programs in my hometown of Tustin, California, and we just had another successful summer camp where I do a week-long summer camp with the kids and bring in a lot of different guests. Guys, the statue of Shayne, but those guys showed up. Shayne didn't.
No, I think was that where you met Bobby Okereke? I think I saw something where he came to one of your camps. Is that right?
Yeah. So me and Bobby, we grew up in the same hometown, and I had a chance to connect with him because he's a lot younger than me, as everyone knows, hence the gray hair. And
I feel you.
Yeah, and, he's so new to the NFL. When I met him, he was, I think, going into his second year, if I'm not mistaken. And it was just really cool to be able to meet a kid that said, hey, I grew up, kind of watching you and you paved the way. And, being able to stress the importance of community and coming back and, I can only do this for so long. You got to take it over too when you come back home. My program is your program. If you want to do a linebacker clinic or you want to do anything, we can always do something and help out and, introduce them to people I know. And that's the whole thing of, being a mentor or being the older OG, as they say.
Yeah.
You got to give the game back, right? And getting an opportunity to meet that young man and show him the ropes in the hometown. It's pretty cool.
No, and that's even, when Frosty and I first met each other, not a whole lot of similarities if you look at us. And then there's not a lot of similarities in what our job was as a player. But in fact, I think the first thing he ever said to me was, I hate you, because I was kicking, barely broke a sweat during practice, and he was dripping and, knuckles bleeding. And I was like, hey, you had a decision to make when you were growing up. I made this choice. But, the one thing that ended up happening is, besides the fact that I thought this dude's really fun, he's got a great personality, we get along. I always tried to have as much community things as I could back then. And Frosty really bought in and understood the importance of that when he was a rookie. And I think that also helped develop our friendship, over the years. And then, after that, it was, between charity events and just off season, being able to hang out, even we were on other teams, it kind of grew from there. But, he was one of those guys that I felt like got it, what we're able to do. We're so blessed and so privileged to be able to have not only be gifted enough to do it, but get the opportunities and have the timing and the opportunities to actually pan out for us. But, but what can you do for the people that don't necessarily get those opportunities or have the gifts or whatever? And I always thought that was really cool, and to this day, we're still always trying to look at ways to try to help each other out in that manner.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Shayne, Frosty, I know you guys were on that 09 team together, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
I saw there was one question in the chat, and I didn't want to try to scroll back and try to find it, but somebody was asking what it was like to try to teach this guy right here how to kick a field goal. Yeah.
Do what?
How to kick a field goal.
Chad Johnson.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So
there it is for you guys. Thanks, Greg, for the great question.
Yeah.
So Chad always, wanted to kick a soccer ball around before practice, and he always kind of fooled around with it. He always kind of had a little bit of a knack for kicking. Watching him take his steps and do all the stuff that he had seen all the other kickers do, and probably over his whole life, he really didn't know what he was doing. He just he has a natural swing and he hit a good ball. I don't know that it was repeatable. I don't know that it was something that he could do every single time if he was given the job, but it was quite impressive. I mean, I've seen a couple players that were not punters and not kicking background be able to do that. So the fact that he hit one live during a game as well as he hit it, I mean, I thought that was impressive.
Now, could you teach Frosty? Could you teach Frosty to kick one that good?
Yeah.
You can teach my son.
I've given his son a couple lessons, potentially almost knocked a couple holes in the walls, busted it.
These are all true statements, by the way. He has. He sets up the tee in my son's room, and it's like, yeah, just kick it as hard as you can. And I come in, I walk around the corner, and he's got the whole walk-off going. I'm like, where are you kicking it? And it's like right into the wall.
Love it.
My wife brought my dog's toy down.
Does your dog have a toy Clase Azul? Oh, my goodness.
Hold on. What is that?
It's a Clase.
Clase Azul. Oh, I love that. That is funny.
Are you kidding me right now?
Every time Shayne comes in this show, people end up spending money. So that'll be the thing that everybody's
Yeah.
That's the beer bottles. I can understand the joke of that, but I didn't realize that there was a freaking Class A Azul one. Oh, if that thing dinged, I was leaving. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If that thing made a bing, I was gone. Just
Oh man.
oh shit, that was bad.
There you
I
go.
like that.
Of course.
Oh man.
You leaving?
Yeah.
All right.
That's so
Bye.
funny.
Have fun. Be careful.
Bye, Frosty.
Bye.
All right,
Bye.
be careful. I don't know where you're going, but be careful. There's another Greg asked another question. I'm gonna get some of the questions out. These guys are throwing some great questions right now. Frosty asked, "What's the difference between the Bengals and the Browns organization since you played for both?"
Well, then, good question. It's a really good question. I was there with the first year of Jimmy Haslam, so I can't really say it was like a lengthy stay there. It was only one season. There at the time, the difference was, they had chefs and different type of care for your body there, like massage therapist and nutritionists around, and different. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, no, you're good. I just laughed. Sorry.
When you said
I know.
I saw it in your eyes.
Bad timing.
I know it.
Bad timing. But no, it's just little things like that. Yeah, that's bad timing.
I tried so hard not to laugh.
I was trying. I was sitting over
Clearly,
here
I'm
when
not
you
thinking
said
that,
it.
right?
I was cracking.
No, but
Oh shit! My whole body almost exploded.
Buddy wasn't even in Cleveland. So let's stop.
Oh man.
But
Moving along.
Yeah, there was different things that they had there that the Bengals didn't offer or have anything there that you had to like go search for. The people in the Shayne, you played there also for a spring, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the chefs and stuff like that. I'm sure the Bengals have updated their kitchen staff, and I'm sure people are way more happy.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. So I'm not here to dog anyone, but at the time, that was the difference of just little things like that. And I didn't have a lengthy stay there, so I couldn't really judge them, right?
Yeah. The problems the Browns have, in my opinion, is it's like a revolving door, and no one really gets to set a pure culture. At least the one thing you can say about Marvin, and while there's people that will complain, I will say that what Marvin did is he created a change that no other coach in the Bengals franchise history was able to do. Now, a lot of the changes that happened were very incremental. They were baby steps, but a lot of changes did happen over time. But when you go to the Browns, it was like new head coach, new strength coach. Like so many people that, and that's the reason Frosty stayed in such a short a period of time there. Is they change staffs.
Turnover, yeah.
And then they change their defense. They go from a 4-3 to a 3-4. And, that didn't fit into Frosty's gameplay. So it completely, does so many different variables to, how the team actually gets chemistry, how they meld together, how they form a bond of a family feeling. All of those things are so hard to get when you're constantly rolling over the staff. And, it's hard enough as it is with free agency to try to create and keep and hold on to that. Belichick's obviously, kind of the model of how to create a culture and keep it, but he's also the longest tenured coach in NFL history. So it is what it is. Or at least
we had a comment in the thread that said, great to see a couple Cincinnati legends. So I thought he meant me and Dale, but it's
exactly who he meant.
Exactly, yeah, you guys are.
But
that is my guy Cameron, so he might have meant me, but we live 2 hours away from Cincy. That's the dude who's been on here before that had the brain surgery not too long ago. So I'm glad he's able to be on
Shout
here
out Cameron,
and doing good.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But Frosty, one question I wanted to ask you, since we're going to kind of keep on the transitions of your years of playing.
Oh, spit it out.
Andy Reid, playing for Andy Reid in Arizona. How was that?
Brother, I can't hear you.
That time. Oh, he said, you know what? You didn't get it out in time. I'm gone.
Did you say Andy Reid? When did he play for Andy Reid? He played for the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I didn't mean it.
I don't know what that.
I can't hear you guys. So the question is, what exactly?
Playing
Yeah,
for
that
the
question
Cardinals.
didn't make any sense, Frosty.
I
Don't
said,
worry.
I know. I said
Derek,
Andy
ask that
Reid, but I
question.
meant
Go ahead.
I meant
Derek.
playing
Ask
for
that
the
question.
Cardinals.
Can you ask the question again and do the
What was
the
it like
correct way?
playing for the Cardinals?
What was it like playing for the Cardinals?
Yes.
I had a great time playing for the Cardinals. One of the reasons I got a chance to play with Carson again. Many people know our football history. We go back from his senior year in high school, my freshman year in high school, playing each other in a high school championship game, then going to USC, being teammates there, and then having a chance to get drafted to the Bengals. And he's the man, obviously, and a lot of people, name their kids after Carson, right? There was a way of that. That was like the most famous name in Ohio.
Hey,
So-
if I would have had a son instead of a daughter, it was 100% going to be the name back in 06, the year you got drafted. Actually, but my daughter was born.
Right.
Mhm.
So getting a chance to pair back up with him. Bruce Arians is a heck of a coach.
Yeah.
I have Todd Bowles as a defensive coordinator. One of my favorite coaches all time, Britson Buckner. He actually played for the Bengals. Yeah, Coach Buckner. He's actually with the Jaguars now, but he really extended my career by his coaching methods and getting me to understand new positions because I ended up playing all the way down the line. So he added a lot of value to my career. So playing for Arizona was a chance for me to grow also. I had just got that big deal in Cleveland. One of those deals you work on your whole entire life to get, and then in 1 year it was gone. And it was really, really, really humbling because for a second I had to think about it like I wasn't good enough to play for the Browns. It was like a tough pill to swallow. It was we won 4 games. I started all 4 games and had better stats than I did coming in, and I got fired. So it was a humbling experience. If I had any ego, which I don't feel like I did while I played sports, it was definitely vulnerable right there. And getting a chance to go to Arizona and actually playing in the 3-4 defense after I got fired, they said I couldn't play in one, and extended my career 5 years playing really, really, really good ball, really high level, getting that team to go all the way to the NFC Championship game, beating the Bengals in a Sunday night game.
Now you didn't have to mention that, Frosty.
I remember that.
Come
that
on,
one,
bro.
that hurt. That one hurt.
I did. It was a big game. It was a big game.
Yeah, it was.
No, it was. But that's one thing
game.
I was going to say was it's funny because back then I feel like Dale, tell me if I'm wrong. There was a bunch of players back then that said like, I can't believe the Browns cut me. Like there was several
but
players.
it's what him and Shayne was already talking about. It was they had a new coach every year. Like they didn't let anyone build their culture. They didn't let anyone build a roster. Like they were just turning 100%. Guys over left and right. And their loss being guys like Frosty in that ended up being someone else's game, which was Arizona, because he had several great. What were you there about 5 years or so, Frosty?
5 years, buddy. Yeah.
And not only that, but they didn't just lose the player. They lost a leader. They lost someone that was going to bring people along the way, because his time in Arizona and in Oakland, I think he was a captain for almost all of that time.
Yeah, I know. That's one thing Dale and I was talking about, or pre-gaming a little bit. We saw what the second of your final year in Oakland, you still started 15 games, which is absolutely incredible.
13th year in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another story, that preseason, I played in damn near all the preseason games.
Golly.
Which you weren't happy about.
Yeah, I was going to say, no one's happy about that.
Yeah.
I wasn't pretty thrilled about that one, but there was a purpose behind it. That was the first year. So when I played from Cincinnati to Cleveland, I was outside defensive end at 4-3. And I went to Arizona and played 5 years there. I was inside. So I was playing in a 4 technique, a 3 technique, a 1 technique at times. So I was in interior, right? So then when I went and signed with the Raiders, I had to play outside defensive.
Oh no.
buffering.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
me this time. It's not me.
Well, I'm glad you're celebrating. We have a former NFL player on, and you're celebrating that his connection got bad. Wow. You know what? You go into timeout for that one, sir.
Is it my connection or is it?
Yeah, you just froze up for a minute and you're back. And Derek was celebrating because it's usually his connection. So I put him in a timeout for a minute.
I don't know if it's my connection though.
It might be Derek causing that somehow.
I paid a bill. I know it's not mine.
I paid the bill. Damn it! I shouldn't have this problem.
I'm gonna call somebody. No, but what I was saying while we were on, I was saying I had to go back play outside, so there's a lot of reps that needed to happen, and I didn't understand that I needed to take those reps. And I'm telling you, the first preseason game, I went in the second quarter, and I'm a captain on the team. Started games it's been a while since I was rocking in the first game, right? And I played all the way into the last snap, and I got a fumble recovery, and it was such a humbling experience that it set the tone for the year that, you're going to have to get it out of the mud, as the players say, right? This is the one. It's like, it's not going to be given to you, And I took that, like a challenge, what did Jordan say? And I took that personal.
Yeah. Yeah.
That person.
I like that.
And what not for a neck injury, I would have started all 16 games. So again,
would you have played another year too? Not to interrupt, but would you have probably tried to play another year?
I could have.
If it wasn't for
I could
that?
have. There's starting to be other things more important than that, and chasing my own whatever it is. Who knows what it could have led to, right? Like I said, it wasn't the play because I started all 15. So
you were still balling.
Yeah, it wasn't the play. Once I get going, football's football. But it was just more things. My family, way more important. And we're chasing this thing, and people don't understand about relocating and traveling, and shipping cars and all. It's a pain living out of a box, right? Because you don't know when your last day's there. So it's not like every place you buy a house, right? Yeah. You have to find a rental and then get locked into a rent. You got to get a nice place, right? But then you don't know if you're going to be there. You never know. And
he's not complaining about it. He's just saying that people think it's a glorified, everybody lives in a mansion. Everybody, it's just not like that. And it's not as easy as everyone thinks it is. And especially you talking about a guy that's banging his head and having 25, 30 car wrecks a game,
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Shayne can watch the game and see all those car wrecks, right?
Hey, I make one or two tackles in a game, and I'm going in.
You have.
I'm going in on Monday morning, and I'm like,
oh, yeah. He's doing – hey, guys, he's doing contrast.
I was going to say, he's the first guy in there. He's telling y'all to wait on him to get done. He made that one tackle.
Hey, no room in the cold tub right now. This is my
Shayne's a pro's pro. I think I seen a comment in there, and they asked, what was my most memorable sack?
Yeah.
The first one I got my sack, it was versus Chicago, and it was when Orlando Pace was playing tackle there. And that was my first sack. And I beat a Hall of Famer, so that was really cool. I have one more that was like one of my favorites. I got Brett Favre when he played for the Jets, but no one has a picture.
Oh, no.
But
you couldn't find it
it's
anywhere?
my favorite. It's the best no one's ever seen.
You got to YouTube it and screenshot it.
I'm telling you, there's no trace of it. And I sacked him, and I beat Steve Hutchinson for the sack. So.
Wow, that's something we can send everybody listening for, trying to find that one for
you. Find that one. It was versus the Jets. It was when he was playing for the Jets, and we were out there in New Jersey playing.
Brew Crew, you are on a mission.
Try and find that sack, guys, so we can finally get a picture and relive that moment.
Yeah.
I'm asking one question though, if 14 times, and I want to get this asked because I feel bad for him. Cincy James asked, has Wendy's ever approached you to be the spokesperson for Frosty? The people want to know.
So that's a good question. By the time, all right, I'll start with no. The first person that's ever approached me to do something that was kind of like a collab was Jeff Ruby. Me and him had an ice cream on the menu one off season, and it was really good. It was a cookies and cream. Remember that, Shayne?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were pulled up. So shout out the real Jeff Ruby. He's out there.
Absolutely.
You know, he's always doing
Shout out
great
Precinct.
things.
Shout out all of them. Yeah.
All of them. Louisville. You know, I mean, the one in Lexington is good.
Yeah.
Nashville.
Man is a mastermind with the steak, let me tell you.
Shout out the real Jeff Ruby and the whole staff over there. They always kept us fed. But that was the first thing. And then I ended up opening up an Orange Leaf and Orange Leaf frozen yogurt down there at the Banks when the Banks first opened. And so when I did that, I gave away my rights to any dessert. So that's right when I really became like, I felt like I was becoming into my own in professional sports. I was playing big time reps, you know, getting a lot of exposure and making the plays. And right when that did that, I opened a Orange Leaf and then I gave my rights away. So I think I did it to myself, but I'm seeing a whole bunch of throwback people getting in commercials and stuff. So I need to tell them Wendy's.
Yeah.
I'm still available. I'm doing big things.
You got Icky Woods with the cold cuts. You got, you know.
Can you imagine Frosty in the NIL age at USC?
Holy man. Game over.
Game
100%.
over.
Hey, guys, I also want to shout out the Cincinnati Golden Gloves while I'm on here because I'm on the board there. So a lot of you guys may not know, I'm still connected to the city, and that's one of the things I do. I serve as on the board member with Buddy LaRosa and his kids, and they have a great board, a great program. So Cincinnati Golden Gloves, come check us out. You know,
and now
gym's always open.
That has to do with. Does that have to do with the buddy card system and all that stuff? Does that have anything to do with that for the LaRosas?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say because we buy a buddy card every year for all that different charities and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
If you guys ever want, obviously we can connect online, offline. But I'll take you guys down there, see the gym, and see the wonderful work that's done. The kids have a fantastic place to go, and this goes a testament of some of the things that Shayne did for me. Obviously, he was explaining to you guys earlier how I came into the city. And I attached to Shayne because he was in the community, and that's what I wanted to do. I want to always give back. You know, you always think of getting in that position, and you see the commercials of the guys like the NFL Play 60, and that was such a cool thing. It's like, I want to do that stuff, you know? And Shayne was very dialed in, and he had the right heart for it. So years later, Shayne, this, you know, it's a testament to how good you were as a big bro. I'm on the board of Cincinnati Golden Gloves. So,
round of applause for
that's what Cincinnati does for
that,
right?
For
That's the the thing about football is the thing about the brotherhood that happens. You really, if you're really real friends, you listen to people, right? You don't have all the right answers, and I didn't have any of the right answers. I think Shayne probably had like 40% of the right answers, and that was more than I had. So. I'm gonna stick with Buddy here, and it worked out for both of us. And so cheers to you. I don't have a drink though. I might need to pour up.
Yeah, you didn't realize what podcast you were coming on here.
I didn't know.
I was literally just about to say,
I got to take a break for my sponsor. Yeah, I got to take a break for my sponsor.
All right.
Hey, will you guys talk about training camp? Have you guys been down there? I'm getting off.
Yeah.
You guys. What's going on at training camp? What do you see?
I was getting ready to say, my guy, I saw a video today of my guy Dax Hill. Did anybody else catch that video? He was one-on-one doing some one-on-one drills with Jamar Chase and kind of put the clamps on him a little bit. I'm just going to say.
I mean, we've all seen one-on-ones in practice where they're set up and like here's the thing with one-on-ones. Is it impressive when someone gets beat? Is it impressive when someone gets locked up? Yes,
Right.
because you're talking about world-class athletes that are able to look at Dale. Dale's checking on the dog.
No, hey, that is one though. I will say I went ahead and did it, but I was sliding in the background. I have 4 on the screen.
Yeah.
Number 1. Number 2, I was trying to ask a whole question to Frosty, which I'm gonna slide back in the background, but Travis wouldn't ask it. And it was because he played at USC, dude. I know he played in the NFL, but I know at USC he played with some dogs.
Derek, we had this whole conversation right before he got on. Before we did this whole thing, we knew this whole thing was going to happen. 30 minutes in, Dale's going to disappear. He's going to end up going off. He's going to smoke a cigarette, pee, and then he's going to send stuff into the chat off the camera.
He did his Jaeger bomb, and now he's like, all right, I'm going to bounce.
Now he's off. God bless.
But yeah.
That's a good question. Shayne, you want to answer that question? Who's the best player or teammate you've ever had?
Okay, so there's been a lot of guys, and because I've been on a lot of different teams, some for short amount of time, some for longer amount of time. Honestly, if I were to say the most impressive across the board, Tom Brady, there's a reason why he's done what he's done, and when I was there in New England, the guy not only was early for everything, he stayed late for everything. Watching him warm up before practice, watching the way he interacted with guys in the locker room, and it was even when we played Buffalo, we had and then you got his gameplay. That speaks for itself. So we played Buffalo. There's a huge snowstorm. We can't even fly out because there's just too much snow. We can't fly out. There's no hotels in Buffalo, so they bus us to like Rochester, BFE somewhere. And so he just rents out on his own, rents out an entire restaurant for the whole team to go to, pays for everything, and says, guys, I don't want everybody going everywhere else. I want to stay together. Okay, so one, I was mature and old enough at that point in my career to appreciate that, not because it was saving me money, but because I understood what it was like to have everybody together. 2, he can chug the fastest beer I've ever seen in my life because they had a chug contest during dinner, and it was unbelievable. But, and then he would, he had guys get up and talk and say stuff after the game. And I had never been a part of someone with those type of vocal leadership skills. And for all the guys that I've played with who are really good, the Chad Johnsons, the Carsons, all these players over the years, the way that he just takes charge and is mature about things, but also has fun. And I was just that makes sense why they're so good. So you had the Belichick effect for sure, but I think having him is the reason they truly won those. And even when Matt Castle came in there, he had an effect on Matt Castle because Matt Castle, no one knew what he had besides Frosty. Frosty was on the team with him, but Matt Castle, did he ever start at USC? No. But he sat behind Tom Brady, and Tom Brady took him under his wing. He didn't say, you're not taking my job, and, kept him over here. He was like, come with me. I got you. Just right here, and
right.
Just cradled him in, accepted him into his heart and his work ethic and everything. And everything he may have had that was already good in the first place that no one ever got to see, they got to see it when Tom eventually got hurt. Tom was like, all right, well, I'm down, but we're going to keep this thing going. And literally helped walk him through so many things and was just such a mentor to him. And you saw it with, who's the guy in San Francisco? I don't remember his name.
Garoppolo.
That guy, same thing.
Jimmy G.
Yep.
Jimmy G.
Jacoby Brissett.
All these other guys that, even you look at the career of, who's he was with the Chicago for a little bit.
Don't worry, Derek's got you. He'll answer.
Nick Foles.
Yep.
Nope.
Nope. I was about to say Derek's been 2 for 2 on these guessing there. Yep, we got that one.
It was no, I know who you're talking about. But I
He
can't
was the
think.
backup in 2010. But
Yeah.
he
played for the Jaguars, right?
I don't know, but he went to Cleveland. He was there
Brissett?
Oh no, you're talking about Brock Osweiler.
Nope. If you said it, I'd know it. And
I know you're talking about Brian Hoyer.
Hoyer, there he is.
Brian
There
Hoyer.
he is.
Do you
Still
know how
playing,
much money he has made because he was Tom Brady's backup?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So because he was Tom Brady's backup, and I'm not saying anything against Brian Hoyer, he just never truly lasted as a starter.
Mm-hmm.
But he kept getting opportunity after opportunity after opportunity because he was Tom Brady's backup, and everyone was like, "That's Tom Brady's backup," so I know he's prepared. And and that speaks to what Tom was able to do. So overall, I would say Tom Brady. I mean that, I love being Frosty's teammate, but
Shayne,
can't compete with the GOAT.
Hey, Shayne answered that for 15 minutes. I believe you. We believe you.
Frosty, thank you for saying that because I was about to jump in just to say that.
Hey, I was going to say Shayne.
Damn, the question was for both of you. And Shayne talked about 48 different people.
God damn, Shayne. I was sitting here my guess was him. I thought he was going to throw me the alley-oop. And then he went on the Tom Brady thing, so I had to get on my notepad and talk about a couple teammates. Like, who was cool? No, but if you're going to ask me that, same story. Yeah. Obviously I played for a couple different ball clubs, and I met a lot of unique personalities like myself, guys that really, like Shayne says, get it, right? Guys that want to do the community work, they want to keep the team together and have bowling night, the guys that do study, the guys that get there early and challenge you in the weight room and challenge you to beat you to the cold tub in the morning. Those are the things that I looked at, like the character things, right? And the one person that really sticks out to me is Larry Fitzgerald in Arizona.
Fitz.
Oh yeah,
I got a chance to play with Fitz, and let me tell you, obviously I've been.
I said Fitz Magic, and instantly thought, nope, wrong Fitz. But go ahead.
Wrong Fitz. No, so Larry Fitz, he just the same way. Shayne can go in depth on Tom Brady and talk about him like that. Larry's just the same. There's special people that are just once in a lifetime type of players and people that are in your locker room. They're a reason why they're around a club that long, and people is always on board, even if you have a bad year, which Larry never had. But even if you have an off year, no one's questioning your work ethic, what you're going to do the next year, if you're going to be there. They're that type of person. And Larry did everything in the same manner, very classy person, right? That goes out of their way to make sure the team's together and pays for this. And it's not always about, we're not just talking money, but being a step ahead to do things like that. I learned from Larry. I did a couple things on my own for my own pocket for the team, for the betterment of the guys, and the betterment of the trainers and, the equipment staff and making sure everyone was in there. And that really builds your team. And I learned that from him. A unique thing that I did, I think it started my second year in Arizona. It was, when you get a game ball, right? Everyone's got a game ball. Everyone here has a game ball, right? High school, at least, right? Pop Warner, something like that, right? No?
Yeah, I got
Shayne, you got a game ball, right? I was trying to throw these guys
my high school baseball out there.
I'm waiting for someone to say I was nice, So, anyways, if you're not going to claim it. So what I started doing, every time someone had a kid, I would get a game ball made up and put their kids' info on it, like the birth date, the weight, and all that. And I just made it my thing, So every time someone had a kid, they got a game ball from Frost, but it had all the stats for their little one. And I learned that from guys that are leaders, right? Compassionate people that care about everyone else and they want to win. So Larry Fitzgerald would probably be the most well-rounded, best teammate I've had.
Now, talent-wise, you played with Reggie Bush, right?
Yeah.
That was the answer I was expecting. Just like
Well,
talent.
you didn't. No, Dale, you didn't say
No,
talent.
I know. No, and Larry for sure. Like I think everybody.
And that's a questionable one too, because I also played with Troy Polamalu, and I've seen some very special things from that.
Well, we won't talk about him. He played for the Steelers.
And he played for the Trojans first.
It's true.
I had a really good college teammate as well.
Yeah, Vic.
Hey, welcome to the Big Ten, by the way. I'm a Ohio State fan.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. A lot of people. That's a good topic to go off. A lot of people are half on, half off that one, but I like it. I like the matchups every week. I love the TV that it's going to bring. SC's a big ticket person on TV, and so is all the teams in the Big Ten. So being able to go to Ohio State now,
competition.
Ohio State.
It's going to bring up USC and Ohio State because get in or get out because the SEC is loaded.
Yeah, we'll be a lot stronger, and we'll actually be able to recruit the area. So we'll try to compete with you on some of these 5 stars, right? So because now we can say you'll be able to play in front of all your friends because
you got about 100 of them out there in Southern California every freaking year.
Hey, no, but the talent level is getting a lot different since Lincoln Riley's been on campus. Let me tell you, the energy around downtown LA right now is just rocking. People are all the way on board with the Trojans, the move to the Big Ten, just the potential we have with the kids being able to transfer in the portal and be able to get the very best. And it's only going to get better. And those are the rules, so we're going to play with them. Let's build the best teams we can.
Hey, you can't fault schools for being told what the rules are, and within those rules, you can't fault them.
No, so you take advantage, and here's our time to come back with a vengeance. I think this season's going to say a lot for winning a couple close games, things that we would normally lose the last couple years. We just fall apart a little bit, and not jumping off sides, making the play, And I think being able to be really competitive versus teams like Ohio State, Michigan right away, you know what I mean, and make these some real ball games, some slugfest. That's what's going to be good for us down the line. Position us to be in a playoff and and do something with it. So I'm pumped. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure, Frosty, you said Shayne kind of helped take you under his wing, but Shayne, did you have someone? And then Frosty, did you have somebody else, maybe like a D lineman or somebody in your own positional group also that were mentors, when you guys were on the Bengals? I know, and Shayne, you didn't start on Bengals. I am going to tease about that trivia question.
I had Shayne Graham and I had Rudy Johnson. I had Rudy was great, by the way.
Rudy was my favorite player growing up. I love me some Rudy. I
had a chance to witness the greatness of Willie Anderson. Shout out to Willie Anderson going into the ring.
Yep.
Here pretty soon. I'll be there that night, so I'll probably see you guys there.
Hey, we'll be in Lot 1 tailgate.
I'll be there too.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to Big Will.
That was a question earlier asked for you guys if you guys were going to be at that game.
That's absolutely.
That be at. And it seems like everybody's going to be there, so if everybody just gets together and we can all meet each other and hang out, that would be sweet.
Yeah, we can make that happen. Get a little bite at E&O. You guys been to that restaurant right down there?
I have not, but I've heard some great things about it.
Shout out E&O at the Banks. They do it right. They got the sushi. It's Earth and Ocean, so it's the best of both worlds. Cocktails are great. Shout out for the team down there.
Actually,
Frosty, make the reservations. I'll be there. All right.
You already know I can take care of that. I know some people.
I was about to say, Bangalorean and I the other night when we was hanging out in Cincinnati, we almost went in there to eat, and
it's delicious.
We ended up going somewhere else, but I've heard great things about it.
And there's a couple great restaurants out there. I've been becoming a foodie in Cincinnati since I retired from football. I've been able to go to Findlay Market a bunch, and take my time there and not rush through there, and because it's kind of hard when you're kind of tall and you go through all the people. It's it gives you anxiety sometimes. But since the pandemic kind of slowed down a little bit, so I can go in there and just the local vendors and stuff. I really fallen for the place a lot. I've ventured off, and I've been up there in Mount Lookout and had those two burgers that are right around the corner from each other. Was it? It's not Zips, is it? Is it Zips?
Zips is in Mount Lookout.
Yeah, Zips, and then right around the corner they got one. It's tasty too, so I tried that one. I'll get the name of it here in a second. You know,
I got a quick question because I saw Shayne whipping something up over there in the corner, and he brought out the orange juice, and I was confused what the hell what contraption he was.
Oh no, Frosty knows what this is.
Oh, Rottweiler.
Pineapple
and tequila.
So
Rottweiler.
So it's old school.
Like a greyhound, but you know, with the tequila, we're calling it a Rottweiler, guys.
I only reason why I asked that is because I saw that first sip that Shayne had. He was like, "Oh shit, I made it just a little strong." Oh shit.
No, I didn't make it strong. I didn't put enough tequila in it.
Oh, that makes sense, Shayne. There you go. Yeah.
So Frosty actually introduced me to this drink, and what was the reason you called it a Rottweiler?
Well, the greyhound is grapefruit and vodka. So if we're going to keep the grapefruit and we're going to throw Patron in it, we're calling it a Rottweiler because it has a better bite, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I did it. I was a big Roddy fan. I've had Rottweilers. So
that was kind of like an old school drink. It was kind of like if we ordered a drink, usually that was one of the first ones if we were ever out at a bar, you know, in the off season.
So is it just pineapple and tequila?
Yeah, but you know, back then when you go to a bar, like especially let's say Pachinko's.
Shout out Pachinko's, Covington, Kentucky. Main Straw.
There's a couple
Shout out Main Straw Sunday nights.
You said that like there was a couple stories.
DJ L Train. Shout out DJ L Train.
This was really the best tequila you could get in a bar, you know, pretty much, unless you know, whatever. But it was just my deal. This and PBR. And then it was, you know, vodka with a lime in it. That was it.
Yeah. We ain't going to tell Frosty about them PBRs out of your championship trophy over there. But, hey, I would be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit. Travis, you want to let the boys know what I got? It's actually empty right now, but let the boys know what I've been drinking on.
Well, I got this bottle right here. That's awesome artwork and everything else in between. And let me tell you, it's empty for a reason, guys, because this was delicious, as well as all their other products that they have on their website. If you have not heard, this is a bottle from Birmingham Meadery, guys. Birmingham Meadery delivers you mead, okay? And this mead, have you ever had mead? Frost, do you know what mead is? A lot of people don't know what mead is. Have you ever had mead?
No, I heard mead.
For you. I'll make it short and sweet for you. You get a nice bottle of wine. You're like, oh, this is okay. Now take that, throw it out your door, okay? Because you don't need it. Now you have mead. Listen here. This, Vikings drink this. Everybody wants to be a Viking. Vikings are cool, all right? And with this, they put a bunch of little different itsy-bitsy, piecey-weezy spices, this and that. They put a lot of hard work. They soak it, age it in these barrels of whiskey and everything else, whether it's 6 months, a year, 35 years, whatever they're doing over there. Last week they told us a whole bunch of contraptions, and we were like, you guys put some real work into this. And they're like, you bet your ass we do. So it made me respect them more. But you can use our promo code, and listen here. I don't know if you guys are, you guys used to be professional athletes. You guys might have had a nice little tip here and there, this and that. But for your local Sally O, you can get alcohol at a discount, okay? This is a nice present for anybody under the sun. And you can use the promo code Bengal Brew. Go to birminghornmeadery.com. Use the promo code Bengal Brew in all caps. And you get 10% off on your order. Is it 10%? No.
It's 15%.
You know what? We're going to spike it up a little bit. We're going to give them 15% off on alcohol, everybody. And you can use that promo code and get 2-bottle minimum. You have to be 20 or older. No cheap shit. Don't be doing no dumb stuff, kids.
No hey, mister. No game of hey, mister.
None of that bull crap. 21 or older, it's a 2-bottle minimum. And you know what? We just actually recommended some bottles on there. There was a party of $7.93, I believe it was. And there was a couple more on there that we said last week that was just absolutely perfect. The ingredients on it was unreal. So if you guys are looking to get some mead, hey, we can help you out and we can have you get that first little sip, Frost. Use that promo code Bengal Brew, and you can get 15% off on that Birmingham meadery right there, which he's got. You drinking? What are you drinking there?
I'm drinking Birmingham meadery right now. This is their traditional. It is called Hold
on, he can't read. Hold on, he can't read. Ladies and gentlemen,
look. Can anybody read that for me? Anthropomorphic.
Wait, why?
You should have thought about that before you tried to read it.
I know. My favorite's Orso Nero. So, but this is their traditional mead. This is just the regular honey mead, and it is aged 5 years, but it's all gone now. But let's say
they put great
right
work
here.
in the bottles, man. And I tell everybody when I say it, you open the bottle and you're like, all right, let's see what Bengals and Brews got. And you open it, you take a sniff, and you go, son of a bitch, this smells like cheap wine. What the hell? And then you take a sip of it, and then you sit back in your chair and you go, oh, this bottle's in danger. This bottle's in danger.
What's the percentage on it?
The percentage.
This one is
the King of the North was 11 to 14.
Yeah, this one's 11 to 14. And I'm Travis will be the first one to tell you every time I open one of these up, within the hour, it's gone.
That's what I told you. What did I say? I said that every time you open one of these bottles, you take a sip, you go, oh, this bottle's in danger. Somebody needs to take out this bottle. She's going to be gone soon.
Be a man, drink like a Viking.
I identify more with wildlings.
There you go.
That's funny. That's funny.
Hey, so you guys will all be down there when Willie gets in the Ring of Honor. How do you guys feel about the Bengals finally making a Ring of Honor? It's been so.
Oh man.
I haven't spent much time in the Bengal blogs or the Twitter and stuff, but when that was announced that they're going to start doing that, how did you guys feel as fans, lifelong fans?
I'm gonna be honest with you. When we was there, I'll be a man about it. I cried. I don't care to say it. Like just seeing all those guys, getting to see, with Paul Brown being inducted, Anthony Munoz, Ken Riley II being down there for his dad, and just all that going on. It was pretty heart wrenching, but I'm definitely glad that they finally decided to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It was basically just like, it's a dummy way to say it, but like it was a nice pat on the back almost, like in a subtle way to say it. It was like, hey, like we're finally gonna show that light for all the work you've done, and we're gonna make a home spot for you where you did all of that. So then even the people that didn't get to see some of that stuff, like me, I'm a younger person, so I didn't get to see some of these people coming in, and that will be coming in. And like some of the names that even came up this year, I'm like, oh, I wonder who that is. And then you go and you look into them and you get to see how great they were and everything else. And it really is a nice like history lesson for these people that are getting in, especially for our new fans. Since, last year and on forward, we're going to be a pretty solid team. People are going to be able to see these legends and be like, oh, wow, these players were damn good. Why is this the first time you're in the Super Bowl? And then you start to do knowledge on the Bengals and that where that goes. But you see all these people and you're like, this is awesome. This is awesome that you get that nice little, like, here's this. Here's the highest of the highest that we can give you.
Yeah. And you look at Willie especially, and because Willie's the only one that I crossed over with.
Right.
But I mean, his stats just speak for themselves. And then, Willie has, even from the time that he played to even now, continues to learn and grow and coach and teach. And I'll be honest with you, like I watch every one of his videos because I just love football. I love learning all positions and, listen to him teach, Paul Alexander, all these guys who go out here and talk about football the way they do. But when you just look at his body of work, it like the fact that there are guys in the Hall of Fame as offensive that did not do what he did, like blows my mind. So I'm not surprised the Ring of Honor happened for him. I just can't believe that he's not in the Hall of Fame in general. He just.
Well, I think that. I mean, I think it's coming. I think we, as the Bengal community, have to do a lot better and take things in our own hands and pub people up more. I think Was this Ring of Honor well past due? Of course. I think they should have done something like this a long time ago. I think the team, the city has, the city has voiced, for a long time that the product's not good. And, they could have done anything to, do that. But I think the first time they put those signs up that said New Day, they really turned a corner and they meant it. And you can see it in everything that the team's doing. So I'm glad they're honoring people. There's so many other people, obviously, that came before that should have an opportunity too. And I'm glad Willie's going in. But, you got Corey Dillon, right?
Yeah.
Let's go. You got, come on now. How much can we do? How far can we go, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You got some real ballers that need to be recognized. And it goes a long way. That's someone's legacy, for their family, their kids, their grandkids one day, and it was just, I thought it was so long of a shame to not honor people like that. So I hope it gets progressive. I think as they do renovations to the stadium, they should build some type of statue somewhere, or, and really get, if this is going to be home base and they're not going to move, I want to see more progression that way. I want to, talk about the greats. They may not have won a lot of games, but they played excellent. They played excellent ball, and this is a team sport, right?
Frost.
So
here's a good question for you guys with it. Greg asked if you guys could vote for Ring of Honor, what player would it be?
Maybe one that hasn't been voted in yet.
Yeah. Give some knowledge if nobody's on that list, if somebody that you think should be. Give two.
I mean, I would do Corey Dillon.
Yeah, Corey Dillon would be one of mine, and I'd probably do Jim Breach as my next guy. Now, obviously, I'm biased because I played with Corey, and I was close with Jim, and we were the same position. And I know the impact that Jim had on the organization. I know the success he had as a player.
He's been a finalist too. Like, that's what I mean. He's on that list already too. Like, he's up there.
Can someone put the list up? Is the list? Can you share a screen or something like that? Can I see something?
Dale, do you have that on yours? I can get it on mine if need be.
I don't have it
Or how
right,
about you
right
guys
off
tell
the
me the
bat,
list?
but
You know what's funny?
Tell me.
You were asking a question.
Derek, look it up. You're in the background right now.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
With your crap connection.
Do it. So you were talking about like who were our mentors when we were getting started, and we talked about different guys. So for me, these guys don't even know, but Corey Dillon, because we had a lot of conversations in the locker room, in the sauna, chilling after practice, hot tub before practice, things like that. TJ and I like had a lot of conversations. He actually introduced me to a guy that did like some of his like marketing / PR stuff, and that kind of got me rolling. And then Brandon Bennett, who he was more of a special teams role player, but he was a backup running back. He actually kind of took me under his wing my first day that I got there, because he was good friends with Neil Rackers when Neil Rackers left and I came in. And Neil and I were good friends. But, you look at Corey Dillon, and I think to a lot of people he came across as bitter and whatever with how things were there. But that guy still worked hard. And that guy still, I mean, you look at what he did as a Bengal.
The record he broke in that Denver game alone, was such a moment for people in the darkest times,
Was that
Bengal fandom.
76 or 280? What do you have, like?
Yeah. When you're approaching 300 rushing yards, especially like that, I mean, it's insane.
Yeah. And I think people gave him a hard time at the end of it and all that. But, I mean, shit, I look back on the end of like the end of my time there, and, I maybe deserved a little bit of it, but yet things don't always stay perfect. But your overall body of work is
278. Nice.
278. Okay, I was 2 yards off. I'm sorry. But, your overall body of work and what it did for that team. I mean, how many quarterbacks did he go through in his time there? and he was still a stud the whole time he was there.
And like we talked about with Cleveland, coaches too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, I had to go get to Jefferson's reserve, but I sent that into our group chat, Dale and Travis. If you guys want to pull that up, there it is.
I just grabbed it. I was working.
So
on
this was the finalist for this year, which Willie got in, rightfully so,
Mm-hmm.
and then Isaac Curtis. Which I was glad. Like I was happy Isaac Curtis got in. Yeah. Like I know a lot of people was like Chad should get in, but I'm like, man, come on, Chad, he'll be around a while. He can get in next year or something.
Yeah, nothing against Chad by any means, because he does deserve it. But I think there are guys that were.
Yeah, you got Max Montoya.
Yeah, Crumry,
David Fulcher. Come on,
David Fulcher, who completely.
Yeah.
David Fulcher was like. Became the prototype and completely reinvented the position of a safety.
Safety/slash linebacker almost.
Yeah, I don't think you have a Cam Chancellor without a guy like David Fulcher.
Yeah.
I mean, Boomer won a league MVP. Like,
yeah.
Hey fellas, it's getting towards my bedtime.
Oh, yeah. So hey, thank you for all the time you've given us, man. For real, like.
No, I appreciate it. I'd love to come back on. Let's do something during the season. I'm always available. Shayne knows how to get to me, and so do you guys now.
Yeah, but hey, follow our Bengals Brews so I can actually DM you, and we'll set up stuff, like.
Yeah, and Frosty
on Twitter.
Message us your
but
shirt
if you guys want me to come on here the next time, Dale needs to put fucking sleeves on. I'm not going to do this. I'm not dealing with you, Dale. I'm not dealing with you. Put some sleeves on.
Bro, I'm in my garage. You know how hot it is down here? I had to explain the same thing to Shayne. The first time Shayne come on, I explained the same thing. I said, Shayne, you know how hot it gets down here? I said, I'm a big dude. I said, I done got a fan on me, and you – like, I tried. I had sleeves on. I come down. I set everything up. I said, sleeves ain't for me. I'm going sleeveless. I had to go in and change.
Hey, this dude, like, he was like fixing the car. Anyway, no, I appreciate you guys. No, seriously, I appreciate you guys. You guys are legendary for getting us on here. Shayne, you know how I feel about you. You're my guy, my ace. Anytime you guys need me, let me know, okay?
Love you, brother.
All right.
Have a great night. Hey, and I'll be at training camp. I believe I'm going to training camp tomorrow. If my son's up to it, if he feels good. If not, I'll be there Monday. So if anyone's around, I will be around. So this will be my first training camp for the Bengals outside of Georgetown.
Before you get off here, let everybody know where they can find you and get and what you're doing and such. If there's any,
you can't.
Hey,
you can't. I don't want you to. If you
leave
have
me
my number,
alone.
text me. No. You can find me on social media at The Organic Frost. There's a lot going on. Mainly doing more right than wrong. So at The Organic Frost, that's where you guys can follow me, and I'll be around. So remember, restaurants to go hit up, E&O Kitchen. I'll see you at training camp. I'll see you the night Willie gets inducted to the ring. And,
Thursday night football.
Hey, this is going to be a great year for Bengals.
That reservation. I'm looking forward to that reservation. Nice.
Hey, we'll pull up.
Bro,
hey, what's up?
Give me a hand.
All right, see you guys.
See you, man.
I liked what just happened there. I didn't know. Oh yeah. Hey, everybody.
That was nice.
Matt, how are you? Hey, welcome.
I'm good. Nice to
So
see you
you-
guys.
Hey,
It's
apparently
right
you
in the
got
bottom.
invited. You got invited.
I did. I had to do
Hey,
some
mate,
special favors, though.
Don't worry, we'll talk about that later, man.
Yeah. No,
Oh Lord have mercy.
that was great. That was a great hour.
Yeah, it was. I didn't know how long Frosty was going to be on. Like, they gave
Shayne,
us.
pull out that Azul bottle and let's have some fun.
Yeah, let's start getting drunk now, Shayne. Come
Yeah.
on.
Dad left. It's time to have fun.
Ooh, Jesus. This guy.
Wow.
This guy's unreal.
No hangovers.
I love Shayne. Then he goes back to sipping
Woo.
tequila as if that's a nice, better, different.
And he had the pinky out. Gotta love it.
Hey,
Shane,
but
I gotta tell you, with the, it was mentioned beforehand, and I.
Oh, Derek, go
Oh
ahead.
my
Derek.
God, dude!
Come on, no, a little more.
No.
Tip it up.
Oh no, I cannot go shot for shot with Shane because I know how
No,
Shane's going to
man.
feel in the morning.
No
and I
one
know
can.
how I'm going to feel.
If this is how it's going to be Thursday night before the game, we ain't walking in.
Oh, there
We're all
hey,
in. It's
oh,
fine.
Hey Dale, what do you got?
there's another one.
We're all chugging. What do you got,
my
Dale?
God.
I
What
just
up,
had this
fucking
Miller Lite.
What up,
He
my
said,
dog?
I want to chug my Miller Lite.
I'm afraid to go get Jaeger bombs because this would be 3. Like I've peed twice. For the record, I've checked
Hey.
on my dog twice.
Hold on,
I
I
got a
was
little
going to
bump going
say, Matt,
on.
I see that
Let
bottle
me
in the
give flowers
background.
to Shane. Let me give flowers to Shane. Shane, we were talking
Oh,
about.
that's for the first game. That's from
We were
Steelers.
talking about your nice
You got
little
Sazerac though.
your ice. We were talking
Oh,
about
there
your
you
ice
go.
earlier, right, Shane?
About what?
The ice that you have, the beautiful ice that everybody blew.
His icy. We call them
His
Shane's
icy
icy
balls.
balls. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to let you know, Shane. My
Perfect
wife
manicured balls.
actually bought me the 4-piece of that as a
Yeah.
birthday gift. I
Yeah.
wanted to let
Oh,
you know,
wow.
thank you
Awesome.
for giving the link so I can give them to my wife so she can give me clear balls.
There you go.
I'm
It's
going
not-
to get. I'm
Not
going to
blue
get
balls. You get
the
clear
Jaeger
balls.
and bringing it down here. But this is not a pee break. I just peed.
You're not
For
letting the
record,
dog out.
I'll be right back.
Hey, it's always good when your wife clears your balls for you.
Yeah. Have you guys seen those presses that you put the block of ice in and it like slowly comes down? It makes it to a perfect sphere.
Beautiful. It's
Those
beautiful.
are awesome.
I haven't
Oh,
seen.
I love it. That's
Hey,
what
it's like,
Shane's got, yeah.
I think it's aluminum or I forget what kind of metal it is, but you put
Yeah,
it
some
in
sort
like
of
a square,
plastic,
like any
it
ice, and it'll.
slowly goes down and just perfectly makes a ball. Or
Yeah.
a
Oh,
cube,
wow.
whatever you want.
Wow, awesome.
They're not that
Hey,
expensive.
You know,
But on a serious note, so I talked about like how Frosty and I kind of connected and bonded when he first came in. Over the years, I mean, he was the best man at my wedding.
Really?
Awesome.
So, like, I don't go to Cincinnati without making sure he's there, and I go stay with him or hang out with him or whatever he's available to have. And he is, none of us are perfect. We've all whatever had our things in our life, but he is one of my favorite people of all time. And it's so funny because when my wife met him, she knew that I had relationships or in my life that weren't perfect or whatever. And Frosty knew about all of them. So when he first met her, he was kind of like, who's this girl you're dating? Like no big deal. And then the more he talked to her, he started like connecting. And she was like, when we were driving home that night, or when we stayed at his house, and then when we were getting back to Michigan after that, years ago, she was like, there was like a point where he clicked and he was like, okay, I can tell you're just not some girl that he's dating. Like he cares about you. And
So he said that to her.
well, she said she could tell that something clicked in his head.
There's always something special about your best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, always something special about your best friend addressing that to the girl. As soon as that happens, then she finally realizes, oh shit, this is very serious.
Yeah. When your best friend knows that this ain't just a side piece, right?
Yes.
Rings. She knows the ring's coming.
Yeah.
100%.
So it was really cool to like see their relationship, like
Yeah.
my relationship with her, I made that hard enough as it is, like I tried to screw things up, whatever, got things, we're so happy and healthy now. Lord knows I've done so much over the years to try to screw up every relationship, whether it was picking the wrong person to sabotaging to whatever. Things with her have gotten to such a healthy point. And he was a part of that, because he was a part of our relationship, and his relationship with her is like, I love seeing them together, the way they interact with each other, the way that they play off of each other when they goof on me, when my wife and I goof on him, or me and him goof on her. Like we have such a great, like just chemistry with the way that we are with each other that like we literally, like he calls me Uncle Shayne when he's with his son. and his son calls me uncle. And like, I don't have a kid yet, which I want, but for his son to call me uncle, like that just warms me so much because I know everything we've been through over the years, and it's just a great feeling to have. So he is truly like one of my favorite people in the world.
Drink to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I know that's how Dale and I are, and you know, Dale, my son calls Dale Uncle Dale, and you know, he calls my daughter his daughter, which is starting to make me question some things. But you know, I don't know what exactly happened there, but
well, it's
Eric, we take a loving.
Oh God,
we love it.
Oh man, I love it. But yeah, no, one thing
that same thing happened with me for sure. My wife is out of state and such, and I was a hooligan, a goon, if you call it, and didn't really ever want to ever settle down for quite some time. And after I met her, you know, stuff started happening and everything. And I had two good friends that one met her and sat me outside and goes, "So you're serious?" And I was like, "I mean, yeah. I mean, she's cool." And I still was like, "Yeah, she's cool." Like, yeah. And he's like, "No, dude, you kind of should. This is kind of the one. Like, she's kind of straightening you out a little bit." And I'm like, "You think?" And I didn't realize the progression of a person that I already had. And then later down the road, like just a couple months, met with one of my best friends, and their connection, they call each other husband and wife. They say that he goes, "That should be my wife, but it's yours. That's fine." And I love the connection to that. So you saying that's really nice to hear, because that means that like everything on that is that much more solid. This isn't no like, oh, he's my friend kind of deal. That's your brother. That's 100%.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And there's almost a jealousy sometimes with your good friend, because you did everything together, and then this girl comes in, and you know that time's getting taken away. And I've been through that.
Yeah.
And it's nice when they realize, okay, he's not just staying with her because, you know, he just wants something from her. It's actually serious, and I can understand why he's away. It's nice when you can tell when they understand as well.
And when your close friend can get to know this person and say she's not just with him because of XYZ that you could potentially see as a you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
Now I got a question for you, Shayne, real quick. This is from Travis. If you want to pull this up, Travis's favorite guy in the chat, Crypt Keeper, wants to know.
I was gonna address it because Crypt's thrown that up there like 2 or 3 times. So Crypt Keeper asked, Travis, Red Rocket, Postal Travis, can you now ask Mr. Graham why there are not any more barefooted kickers anymore, or was it all just a phase?
Okay. You want me to give a short answer or?
Yeah, short answer.
Short answer. Liability reasons, you can't do it. The rules don't allow it.
Mm.
Do you want
I was going to say playing.
Is that mainly because the owners don't want to pay if you break your toes?
I was about to say, yeah.
You know, however you want to look at it, you know, I'll give you the detailed answer now.
Hell yeah, we're
picking shoes and the technology of the shoes that guys can wear now are so like I wear a shoe that's 2 sizes too small. Let me correct. I wore a shoe that was 2 sizes too small.
I went a size too small when I played soccer.
Yeah. And then you stretch it to like mold. To mold to your foot.
So relatable.
You and Shayne are just like Shayne.
Hey, we're the same, right?
Yeah. So honestly, like just the other day, like 3-4 days ago, I hit a 55-yarder barefoot, just taking my shoe and sock off and hit it when I was working with someone that I was training. And my feet are numb. I don't feel it. And people who kick, it's not that your bare foot hurts when you hit it. You just get so used to it that, it's a sting, but you can't be a sissy your whole life, right? So
you can still kick in the NFL if you're kicking 55 yards.
No. I could not prolong the soreness that happens without being training and all that kind of stuff myself.
There's something that happens when you reach a certain age, right? with your body.
You just go into the contract that I'm not making tackles.
There's something that happened with me, and that was that I stopped training and I got out of shape. And when I got into coaching, I gained like 40, 50 pounds, and I've worked some of it off, but it's like
you can just look like Randy Bullock. That's fine.
Oh, come on. He's a good friend of mine. Come on. But moving on.
Oh, he's never coming back.
So what I was saying is, one, it's illegal. You can't do it. It's not within the rules. Two, the cleats on the bottom of your feet serve a lot of purpose in your drive and power to the ball and through the ball. So your bare foot is just going to slip. So it just doesn't make sense. So yes, it was a phase because somebody did it one time. Tony Franklin. I
could imagine kicking it in cold weather, like in late December.
That'd
be nuts.
And you deal with those things, and it's just stupid. Like, you do it because you want your foot to have the most feel on the ball, but really, the shoes you can wear now, you can get it just as close of a feeling to your foot, but you can put cleats on the bottom of it, and you can protect your foot from the elements. So the whole gimmicky thing that happened back then, it phased out, and the statistics for the guys who did it, there's nothing that says that there's some sort of science behind it being better, because every year generational growth has gotten better, like it's just, the best kickers now. When I was in my middle of my career at Cincinnati, I was between number 1 and number 2 in all-time most accurate kickers in the NFL. I've already fallen out of the top 10 because every year somebody new pops into the top 10, and I just keep getting bumped back. So
it reminds me, I just went to last weekend. I was camping, and we went to Amish country, and I saw a bunch of Amish people not wearing shoes, and I go, how in the actual hell are they walking on this stone like no other, just going about their way? So then when you're talking about
were you never a kid, or did you live in a bubble?
No. There's a difference between kid feet walking on stones. Sometimes, you just get through it, or just like they're just strolling on a stone path, just enjoying. Like, there had to be one pointing up that just hit them the wrong way, and they didn't even feel it. And I'm like, how the hell? You gotta.
You never ran across a gravel
callus, man. They just build up the callus on the bottom.
I was about to say it's the difference between 40 pounds of weight on your feet, like my kids, versus 205 pounds of weight on your feet.
Yeah, that's a lot of walking on that. I'm not. What are you drinking now? What is that?
That's vodka.
Yep. This is
oh no, gin.
This is
everybody gets close.
Vodka, I knew it. I had it right the first time.
I can't even read it.
It's something Family Reserve vodka.
Oh, okay.
Family Reserve vodka.
I thought maybe it was the that gin, the airport, is it airport or airplane gin for Deadpool? What's the guy's name?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds has, yeah.
I got that one, Derek. Don't worry, I got the name for you on that one.
I'm not a gin drinker. By the way, I don't remember. Was it who's the guy that just asked that question about the bare feet?
Crip.
Okay, so Crip Keeper. Trust me, it's not the alcohol. That's just me with a whatever. I think he asked really early in the show. Shit, I just forgot. Something. He asked me if I was drinking a Tom Collins. No.
Yes.
I have not had a Tom Collins since like my junior year of college, when I thought I was going to be fancy and order a cocktail instead of just liquor or beer. And no, I do not drink gin. I've not had gin since 2000. Since 1990.
Aviation gin. Yep, that's it.
It's like the original alcohol.
98.
Well, Shayne, I do know a friend of ours she's supposed to be introducing us to a, I guess it's called a Dirty Shirley. Have you ever had one of those before?
Is this a drink or a person?
This is a drink, yeah. Christine on Twitter, she's a good friend of the show. Yeah, She's supposed to be introducing us to a Dirty Shirley, which I've never heard before, but
I don't know what's involved with it.
Oh God, like a Shirley Temple, but dirty.
What's the Shirley Temple like? All sugar.
yeah, it's one of her favorite drinks. I was hoping she would be in the chat right now, but it doesn't look like she is. But
Yeah.
Are you going to the Thursday night game, Shayne? I missed that when I was doing stuff.
My plan is to go at least to Willie's induction into the Ring of Honor.
So that Thursday night game, okay.
Is that a Thursday night game?
Yeah, that's a Thursday night game.
Okay.
that's going to be the whiteout.
The whiteout game.
Yeah. It
So I'll
is?
make sure I have your bottle of bourbon.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm excited about that. That's the foolproof, right?
Yeah. Yes. No, that was the Willet Rye.
Oh, or did I just?
Oh, now he sounds.
Did I just pressure you into a foolproof?
I have an extra larceny. I do have an
job,
extra.
Shayne. Good job.
I do have an extra one. So.
Oh,
No. I appreciate anything you give me. I appreciate anything you give me.
Sorry, I'll bring the full proof for like 3 autographs. No.
Dude. Literally, like I don't care. It's I appreciate anything.
Yeah, I plan on getting there like at noon on that Thursday.
So you're going to be there too, Shayne?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Yeah, the only thing I need to do is, and I don't think I even need to get a hotel because I've got Frosty. So and I'll drive. Like I'm not even gonna fly there. So
we got Disco Dale back.
Dale's in.
Is somebody calling?
That was me.
Dale's back.
Shayne, I was going to say, before we get completely messed up, we wanted to do a video.
Is Dale trying to have a seance?
We wanted to do a giveaway on the show today. If you wanted to, we're going to do a trivia question for.
It may take another half an hour before anyone gets the correct answer. So yeah, we were going to cap this at 2 hours. We're an hour and a half in.
So we're going to do a giveaway, a Bengals and Brews, the OG logo, brought to you by Who Dey Joe. That one right there. So Shayne, if you want to give them the question, and then the first person to guess the answer, gets this T-shirt.
Okay, so not only what day, but what was significant about that day, and also what was my first field goal in my NFL career, and how far was it?
Oh man, I don't know.
So there you go. Everybody,
If you can at least get how far was it.
Wikipedia.
How
Here
far
it comes.
was it? I'm telling
Now,
you.
if it's tie, we'll say when.
Did you just see the viewership just drop halfway? Everybody just went to Google real quick.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, Cincy James on it.
43 yards. Good. I mean, good guess. I guessed 38 before the show started, and that
I'd
was
say
wrong.
27.
Also incorrect.
Oh, it's worth a shot.
I mean, that's the hints we're giving.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Plus
it.
or minus.
Stop looking it
over
up.
under 30. Over under 30.
I should see more guesses with numbers, not
Again, okay.
47 yards. Cripps in it.
I'll
Is that
say,
right?
no. It's incorrect.
I'll give you an over under 50.
Yeah, hey,
No,
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
under 50. It's under 50.
Buffalo Bill.
Wow, you looked it up. You cheated.
No, listen.
Oh, Tyler can't be
There
wrong.
we go.
Tyler's right.
Tyler gets the yardage.
Got the yardage.
I was close when I said 27.
Tell me
I knew it had to be a chip shot.
Said I guess.
What day? What day? Ivo Mania 411.
Oh, Tyler, God love you.
September
That was-
21st.
Was
Yeah,
that
as
Phil?
he's already on the Wikipedia page, or the NFL stats of Shayne Graham is probably.
I'm on
what I'm saying.
Wikipedia. It doesn't have it on there.
I bet NFL stats for former players Shayne Graham on.
12,
Oh, look at this.
2001.
Yeah, is that correct, Shayne?
Man, who would have known that TikTok sensation himself would be good at doing computer stuff?
This guy wins.
My boy Tyler.
Wait. What's significant about that day?
It's the day I lost my virginity, guys.
God. 12-9. It's your birthday.
There it is.
Yep.
Tyler, I can't believe we haven't sent you a shirt already, but
Yeah, that's true.
It'll be in the mail Monday.
Versus the Panthers. He's
Okay.
even got the team.
Yep. What hash? What hash?
Right.
Oh, hash. Oh my
Come
God.
on, Tyler. You got one opportunity here.
Against your old team.
No, right or left hash, one or the other.
I'm going right.
I can already see Tyler over there on the other side. He's like, oh.
What hash do you prefer, Shayne?
That's exactly how Tyler is too. Oh man.
Neither one. Doesn't matter.
Oh, nice answer.
Good job, Tyler. Hell yeah.
Well,
One.
psychologically, you can't have a
Left. Oh my God. He pulled up the freaking video on YouTube, I guarantee.
He
it.
must have. Holy shit.
He got every answer correct.
I didn't know that you could look that up. Maybe that's my naivety.
Hey.
Whatever.
Hey, Tyler, your job for tonight, find Frosty Rucker's sack against Brett Favre and the Jets. since you found that is your
You
job.
gotta find the
tonight.
picture.
Tyler has homework.
What's the photo service that has the watermark on it, but you can never like download them without paying for them?
Getty Images.
Getty, yeah.
That's how I
Look, Crypt Keeper
confirm
goes,
my game used
new
memorabilia.
question. I'm ready this time. Give me another question.
Hey, we've got more shirts. You want to do another one? Shayne,
Yeah.
you got another trivia?
Yeah.
You guys want to?
Yeah. All right.
I don't give two fucks. Do I look like a person that gives two fucks? I don't give two fucks.
He doesn't have sleeves. He needs shirts to be given.
No.
Yeah, somebody send me a shirt with sleeves this time,
Hey,
preferably.
Hey, I've got that tank top.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
but
surprised you
Shayne, I
ain't
gotta
wearing
be
it right now,
honest,
shit off them guns.
you put some respect on that tank top. Dale looks like he just mowed his yard in 95-degree weather, and he's getting ready to just finally cool down.
I did that at noon.
And possibly kidnap somebody in a van with no windows with candy inside. I'm just kidding,
Lord.
Dale. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But yeah,
He was like,
Shayne,
he was
if you
cool
got-
until
if
that.
you got another trivia question you wanted to ask.
I thought Shane was my best friend, and then he just came at me like that. Now I'm like,
I thought that was
I'm
Clark.
reevaluating my whole life.
I thought that was
Oh,
Clark.
Dale, no, you missed. You did that wrong. This is my best friend. We have the matching. We connect that way. We connect.
You live closest to him, and you
I'm
haven't
gonna dye
once,
my hair red for the next time Shane's on.
You haven't once met up with
I
him.
am, Dale.
You're not that busy that you can't make time for Shane Graham.
Dude, I'm telling you, Shayne already offered the extension for it, but if I
Yeah, and you were like, no, I'll just go hang out with some other podcast guys in Minnesota. Fuck Shane Graham. That's what you said, word for word.
Oh no! Hey, that's a subtle flex right there, right?
Derek, stop. We're not doing any subtle flexes tonight.
Just post a graphic. Come on, man.
just post.
Oh my God. Derek, give me a hand job. Will you give me a hand job?
We'll talk after the show.
What is this? Where's the pew pews? Where's the pew pews?
That's
Last
all
time
it
I
gets.
thought-
That was a
Last time I
half.
thought
assed-
something fell
Derek,
off
will
yours.
you
That's
give me a
not on.
hand job?
Oh man.
I want no part of this conversation.
Jesus Christ.
I do love the Clark Harris silhouette. I love that.
Oh yeah. Which I was going to tell Dale. I don't know if you guys want to
There
introduce.
goes the
Clark.
internet. Oh, no.
Hey, there's the winner right there. There
Hey, the winner. Hey,
I finally get a shirt.
did you cheat, Tyler? Did you cheat?
Pro Football Reference is where I got it from. but the
I think
hash
they
part
get the
was-
shirt then, right? You should donate the shirt to them.
yeah.
The hardest
The hash part was a total guess though, but I always felt like for Shayne, obviously being a right-footed kicker, you always wanted to be on the left hash, pushing middle. But that was just again total.
He
guess.
doesn't care because he was that fucking good, Tyler.
Fair.
No, well,
Very
no,
fair.
I mean, honestly, no coach, unless it's a game winner, a head coach may have the thought, what hash do you prefer to be on? Any kicker with worth any salt or any nuts at all will say, I don't care. Now, if there's wind involved, yes, there is a little bit of play in that. But for the most part,
Jesus.
if you have a preference, and let's just say it's supposed that the coach wants to get it to the right hash, okay, and it doesn't get there, he scrambles or gets sacked or whatever. You never want to have the mindset of, oh shit, I don't have my favorite spot. Then you create yourself in this disadvantage, right? So you've already kind of set yourself up to lose. So I never found, and scientifically, when you look at the geometry and the physics of kicking a football, right hash, left hash, there's not one thing different. I don't care if you're right-footed, left-footed, whatever. It's bullshit. And let me also throw in, every time the announcer says you've got to kick it lower for a long field goal, he's also full of shit. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
You talk your shit, Shayne. You talk your shit.
Oh, man.
You let him know.
Hey,
And then
Shayne.
you put down the whole glass. God, Shayne.
Real quick, I was going to ask
Golly,
you, speaking of long field goals and stuff, did you see the video of our boy Evan McPherson kicking the 65-yarder?
Oh,
Who
yeah.
do you think taught him how to fucking kick the football in the first place?
No. Evan did do that shit before I ever met him.
Also, welcome back, Bengals, Whitney.
Hey.
Honorary bro, how are you?
I'm putting in a nuclear ball.
A nuclear ball.
Shayne,
Shayne, I do have a question for you, and this kind of stems back to the Packers game this year when Crosby and Evan were going back and forth on field goals. It just didn't seem like either one of them could get their accuracy down. Obviously, you've kicked at Paul Brown Stadium for years. Is there something weird as far as the air maybe coming off the Ohio River that messes with field goals?
I'll just say this. First off, rivers do not create air or wind. When the jet stream typically brings wind from the west, that has a lot to do with where it plays. I don't think the Ohio River has a large enough valley to funnel wind through the river. But I will say, some stadiums I've played in, one side or the other does tend to create more of a little bit of a vortex of wind coming in one side from the other. Whatever wind patterns come through that game, it was fairly strong. Like the wind that day was difficult. And it reminds me of 2008, I believe, Philadelphia, the tie game where, okay, so I missed a 47-yarder on maybe the last play of the game, and we ended in a tie. And that was when Donovan McNabb was like, all right, we'll just play the second overtime. And we're like, no shit, the game's over. That was maybe it's a 46-yarder from the right hash. But either way, it was a tricky win. And I think that both guys that game dealt with it, because it's just sometimes you hit a ball perfect and the wind takes it. And however it happens, it happens. And I think, Evan is such a strong, powerful ball striker that, the wind just took it just enough. And, if they're kicking in a dome, game over. Yeah. But, it kind of is what it is.
Hey, Shayne, I got a question for you.
You my clear ball. I went all the way up just to get one.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. No, he put me on the clear ball.
So, Shayne, settle the debate once and for all. Which division in the NFL is traditionally the hardest to kick in, and why is it the AFC North? Go ahead.
Why? Which is the hardest, and why is it the AFC North?
I mean,
it is the AFC North. Yeah, I agree. It is the AFC North, and I think it is because, so like individually, you could say Buffalo is hard. Yes, very hard. All right. New England could be hard if the weather times up that day. Yes, it could be a hard place to play. But then you got Miami, and then you've got whatever Meadowlands or wherever the hell the Jets play. Not perfect, but definitely not even in the top like half of difficulty, in my opinion. So Cincinnati Stadium, I think, is probably in the middle. I'm not going to say it's the hardest place because I definitely played in harder places to play. And, if I ever had a game that wasn't my best game and weather was a factor, then that's on me. But Pittsburgh, I do feel, is a very hard place to kick a football. And props to Jeff Reed, who kicked very successfully there for a long time. And props to Sean Swissam, who kicked there very successfully for a long time. And props to Boswell. Is he still there? Who's their kicker?
Yes, it's Boswell.
Okay, and props to him because all three of those guys, I felt like the overall body of work was really good for the conditions they had, and honestly for Jeff Reed, they had such shitty grass that like good for him. Cleveland, one of the hardest wins I've ever played. That's probably one game where when I talked to Darren before the game, and he's like, "How far can we go in this direction?" I'm like, "Coach." Actually, no, I never called him coach. I said, "Darren, if we don't get across the 15-yard line, I don't know if we can kick one." And I remember like trying to kick a 33-yard field goal in pregame, which is snapped from the 15-yard line, that went short. I mean, the wind was just coming from that dog pound end, and it would, maybe gusting 40 miles an hour. I don't know. And then Baltimore, like, I never really played in horrible conditions in Baltimore, but I knew that it could get there to a degree. But to me, between Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Cincinnati, you look at the designs of those stadiums, and every one of those stadiums had this unsymmetrical, like weird shape to them that created this unpredictable havoc with the wind. And that's
I was going to ask, because we have it is off kilter, and then there's two open ends to the stadium.
Yeah.
And so on a normal day, okay, whatever. But if there is a weird wind pattern, doesn't that add to like the swirl or something? Like make it predictable?
So I mean,
real quick, guys, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, Shayne, but this little one's going to bed.
Throw the flag.
Hey, this little one's about to go to bed.
Throw the fucking flag.
And say hi to everybody, so I told her she could. So
hi, Ashlyn.
Watch your mouth. There's a little one on there. Hello,
bro. How are you going to throw the flag on a child, Travis?
It's ruthless.
Not to mention the flag, but throw the F-bomb with the flag.
You know who your father is?
Hi, Ashley.
Hello.
Bye, Ashlyn.
She got kicked off. What happened?
Yeah.
There's no way that is not a known term by now.
Okay. Well.
Go
anyway,
ahead, Shayne.
What was I saying? I forget.
Jesus.
You were talking about the stadium setup. It was off kilter and the swirling wind.
So when you look at the like the main grandstands and the main grandstands, those are equal. Like those are like symmetrical. But you look in each end zone, and there's a difference between the gaps and the openings. The scoreboard, like one scoreboard is right in the middle, one scoreboard is off to the left. So those inefficiencies create just a weird pattern of wind. Heinz Field, same. Wait, what do they call it now?
Acrisure?
Yeah, what is it?
Did I say that right?
Okay, so
you were a trivia man over there earlier. You might as well look that up too.
It's like Acrisure or something like that.
Okay, so Jerk Off Stadium, they have one end where scoreboard's right in the middle, but it's very open. Like it's it doesn't go up very high, all that kind of stuff. The other end, it's almost kind of like a horseshoe, if you want to call it that, to a degree. Cleveland has a very similar vibe where like one end goes around a little bit farther, then the other end has bigger openings in like the corners. It's this really weird, it doesn't make sense, but it's almost like very predictable. Like there were patterns and like habitual patterns for the wind, but and almost if the wind was different. So like I always looked at the radar and saw like the direction of the wind, all this stuff, the day before the game, day of the game, all that kind of stuff. It almost still seemed to blow the same inside the stadium. And it felt like from the sideline we were on to our right was always in our face, and to our left was always at our back. And sometimes, even if it was at your back, it could be hard over your left shoulder to the right, which means you have to learn, like you have to understand how sailing works, because if the ball's going and you aim a little bit left, but it's with you, it's going to go longer and it's not going to fade as much. But if it's in your face, it would actually, but also to the right, you have to aim more left because it's actually going to direct it more to the right because of the in-your-face force. And the whole situation of like understanding how to judge that, and when the wind's at your back going the other direction, when it's going to the left over your right shoulder, or coming in your face over your left shoulder, like all these variables that play into it, you have to trust your judgment and trust all these things. And sometimes you get it right and sometimes you don't. And it is a very like, you have to trust your process of how you evaluate it during pregame warm-up. And then during the game, you have to make a decision before you start to like gather your target line, and you have to stick with it. Because if you're out there guessing as you're about to like get ready to kick, then it becomes like impossible, and you're poking and hoping.
I remember McAfee talking about this a little bit once. This was like a year ago, and he was saying that the AFC North, as far as like a collection of stadiums, is crazy difficult. Like your difficulty level, if that's where you get drafted as a kicker, like good luck, Chuck. Like it's your difficulty level just got higher because we don't have warm weather stadiums. We don't have domes in our division, like, and it's cold weather climates in the football season. So.
And we went from no, never mind. I was going to say we went from having one turf.
Not me. I was going to ask.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
So is wind like your worst enemy, or is field conditions just as bad? Like, can a bad field condition be more of a nightmare than wind, or does it come into play more often than wind? Because wind can be whatever, but field condition.
Wind is ultimately the worst, and that's why for me Chicago was one of the toughest places to play, because not only would it be windy, and part of our job as a kicker is to understand how to project a trajectory with the wind, but the hardest thing to truly understand is the field conditions, because the grass in Chicago Stadium and used to be Pittsburgh, but they've done a good job. I'll give them this. They've done a good job of preserving that field a little better than they have in the past. But when you don't have sure footing, that is hard. And then you add the wind on top of it, that makes it really difficult. And so Chicago, and here's the thing. You look at the wind or the wind in pregame warmups, and you start to make your judgments, and you're like, okay, this is my target line. I'm going to aim at this when I'm on this part of the field, I'm going to aim at, section 203, mezzanine 2, like the number or the scoreboard, like the letter of Bud Light. Like I always aimed at like one of the letters of Bud Light when I would kick at, at Paul Brown, at one end of the stadium. But when you play on a field where the grass is super soggy and could give, that creates a whole new variable where you actually have to start to change your approach to the ball to be like more weight over your feet and less powerful drive to the ball and less of a backswing, less of any inertia to the ball, because you have a tendency to slip at that point because the ground is really soft. So when you play that into the fact that there's wind involved, and then how much is your plant foot moving inside when you plant compared to where your foot's, say your foot's supposed to hit here, but then it hits over here because your plant foot slid in. Like
Subtle flex that he even has Blanton's, by the way. Nobody else does. Can't get my hands on a bottle.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
But you know, like the fact that there's all these variables in there, it's still your job to make the kick. And I completely understood that when I played, and that was part of the challenge. And to be honest, the worse the conditions, the more psychologically I felt like I don't have anything to lose here, because if I miss, maybe most people would be like, especially like in a snowstorm, whatever, like, well, hell, it's snowing. You can't expect him to make that. So to me, that was like, well, this is where I'm going to thrive, because when I make this, they're going to feel like he did something special. And for me, it was like, I just did my job. I knew what I was going to do, and I believed in my process. But, you know, it's the mentality of being able to fight through the temptation to give yourself an excuse, to make an excuse. And, you know,
it's so mental.
Yeah, it's very mental. You know, the 7 inches between your ears are more important than any other inches, no matter what anybody says. So I'm talking about kicking, guys. Get the hell out of here.
That is what she said, though. Seriously.
She did say that.
She did say that. So you know Evan really, really well.
Yes.
So what would you say if you had to say like top 3 qualities? Like, what's 3 things that make him like as special as he is and gave him the rookie season that he had in your
mind?
All right.
I'll go top 3 descending. So I'll finish with what I think makes him the best.
Okay.
Probably the third thing would be the fact that I feel like he was very fundamentally sound, and he understood the fundamentals that were taught to him, and he had a belief in them. So he bought into it with his work ethic and his drive that created the structure for how he worked and how he went about kicking the ball. 2, physical ability. He's a very fast twitch, explosive kicker. And that is something that, yes, you can train it, but if you don't have it, you can't get it. And he has it. I mean, his brother's also a very talented kicker, much younger, much smaller version of him, but was one of the top recruited kickers in the country last year.
He committed to Auburn, correct?
Auburn, yes. Yeah. So the fact that they both have this natural, super twitchy, quick twitch, explosive muscle fiber reaction to any of their movements gives them that like explosion through the ball to get the inertia, the velocity, the everything that they get. And then number 1 is his mental makeup. And I don't know if it's the fact that he matured early enough to like mentally, because mental and physical maturity are 2 different things. I'm 45 and my wife is 13 years younger than me, and she's way more mature than I am. But
not surprised.
It's a guy thing.
It's a guy thing. But what I'm saying is Evan must have matured mentally way before a lot of other people did. And whether it was matured with his processing of the athletic skill that he does or whatever, but he figured out, I can't dwell over things that aren't perfect. I can't sit and worry about things I haven't done yet. So if he misses one in practice, if he misses one in a game, I feel like he handles it so well that he doesn't like start to like snowball and get worse. And, you know, that was some of the stuff that I worked with him, because I never changed a single thing he did with the way he kicked the ball. I did not.
Oh, wow.
Did not dare do that. Okay. When I worked with him, and he was already very mentally mature and savvy with what he was doing. The only thing I ever did with him was give him examples of all the crap I went through and all the good decisions I did and how I worked with them, and all the bad decisions I did and how I learned from them. And really
experience. You tried to give him your experience.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he had such a foundation that, I mean, who knows? If he never met me and I never coached with him at Florida, he could be exactly where he is. Things could be the same. I don't know that. But his mental makeup is what makes him, in my opinion, so good at what he's able to do.
Well, I'm not a kicking expert. Obviously, I didn't play in the NFL, you know, but I will say there's something to that, though. Why are you guys laughing?
I'm laughing at Shayne's reaction.
I just saw your name.
Haters.
Oh,
But anyways.
Oh, God.
I did too.
But what I'm saying is, a lot of coaches would mess with his kicking. They'd say, I know more than you. I played in the NFL. I'm going to tweak this or tweak that. And you were smart enough and, talented enough to be like, I don't need to change the physical stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing. Like, a lot of coaches would do it just so they could then take credit and be like, I tweaked this tiny little thing, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, and that's the difference between maybe someone who wanted to live vicariously through someone else and someone, this doesn't sound right. I don't want to say it like that.
No, I
see what you're saying. You don't have to live through his dream because you did it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah,
So-
you made it.
And I will, like I said, I cannot and will not take any credit for his physical ability. And
Right,
I'll even say that mentally he was very good and is amazing. So I don't know that I can take credit for anything, to be honest with you. But
you didn't change anything in his swing, in his stance, in
No.
his setup, in his nothing, because you're like, dude, you've already got it. And I
Yeah, you
think
didn't
sometimes
screw
it
him up.
takes a good coach to do that. To be
Well,
like,
Sometimes you just need that mental reassurance.
I understood my role was to be a supplement, not, not someone that's there or whatever. And when you know that you can learn someone and understand their baseline of the best version of themselves, and then anytime they ever veer off the best version of themselves, you help keep them back on that straight line. And that was really all I wanted to do. And I know some coaches out there that work for some colleges that they're like, oh, well, I made this guy do this, and I made that. Shut up.
Exactly.
I hate that shit.
It is an ego thing, right? Like,
it's 100% what it is.
Yeah, you want to feel like, well, yeah, he's great, but obviously I can do something to make him better, and sometimes that's not what they need. But I wanted to see, like, James just asked what your favorite bourbon is, so maybe that's what we really need to know.
Shayne,
you know what? If I said I had a favorite to where when I was drinking it, I truly could taste like something, it really has to be the first drink of the day for me to truly appreciate it. And is he using a wired phone?
I think he just had his charger in.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I hope he comes in on a landline. I swear to God.
He's the youngest person in this group. I don't think he has a landline.
He's got the Zach Morris first original cell phone, you know?
Is he like
the one with the lip.
circular dial phone?
Yeah, the dial.
Hey, asshole, I'm charging my phone. I'm trying to make sure it's good because there was a storm coming through. I just didn't know. But Dale wanted to throw me in while I look like I'm suspicious as hell.
I muted you, so your conversation.
You muted me, but showed me like this, asshole.
Of course. I'm not a complete nice person.
All right, my adult ADD kicked in. What was I talking about?
Balls.
Whitney, you're on mute.
First drink of the day, your favorite bourbon.
Oh,
Sorry.
It's hard for me because I've never truly done a comparison taste test where I've, like whatever. Yes, I like the Blanton's. It's great. I think it's a novelty. I like Buffalo Trace. I think it's a novelty. I like Eagle Rare. I think it's a novelty. I like Weller. I think it's a novelty. The one where I've tasted it and I'm like, damn, that really tastes better.
Watch him say Red Stag or some bullshit.
Jim Beam. No.
It's all above my pay grade as I sip on my Miller Lights over here.
Fighting cock.
Guess this is a good time to do another Jaeger bomb, huh?
Yeah.
Classy.
Yeah. No. I would say Breckenridge port cask.
You take the Jaeger?
You're just trying. What, Shayne? Say that again.
Breckenridge port cask.
Okay.
And it's it's nothing crazy expensive. It's nothing like allocated, hard to get, anything like that. I just remember the first time I tasted, I was like, damn, that tastes really good.
You take the Monster, pour it in with the Jaeger.
I've also got to admit that I don't know that my palate is discernible enough with bourbon yet to
swirl it around,
say like
down the hatch.
Are we getting mansplained a Jaeger bomb here?
Yeah, we are 100%. I just tuned them out.
So like red wine, I have a better palate to tell you like certain red wines that I like versus certain but bourbon, I'm actually like still a little bit of like a freshly I just lost my virginity like a year and a half ago with like enjoying bourbon. So
you're a novice. You're a novice.
I'm a novice.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
So Elijah Craig barrel proof, is that a thing? Or Weller 12 years?
And I like it. I do like it. I just don't know that I know how to discern like, oh wow, this is better than something else I just had. I'm at the point where I'll be honest.
I'm gonna give you a tip. I'm gonna give you a tip from
just the tip, Whitney. Just the tip.
Here's just the tip from Whitney.
New segment. New segment.
We just created it. Here's the screen card for it. I don't know. So what you're supposed to do is pour.
It's got to come in from the side, Dale.
Pour some bourbon in a glass, neat, no rocks.
Yeah, I have
for your first taste.
Where I can
and then
do
hold on, pour one drop or two of water in it and let it open up, kind of like you would a wine, right? And then swirl it around, smell it first.
I've never put water in wine.
Sip it, and not in wine. Well, I know, but I mean open up. You let a wine open up, right? When you swirl it and all that, let it breathe. Yeah. You do that with the bourbon, but you open it up.
Air out of it.
You put a couple drops of water in a neat glass of bourbon, and it opens up all of that. The oils in it and all of it kind of come to life.
Like the equal part of like letting ice melt a little bit in it, but you keep it.
Well, but no, don't put it in ice. Pour it neat and just a couple, just for your sip. If you prefer it over ice, drink after it. I'm just saying, if you want to start tasting stuff, that's how you taste it. And segment done.
Whitney, were you just mansplaining Shayne Cram?
Just the tip.
I was helping a novice.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
If I was trying to kick something right now, like your ass, I would be asking him pointers for it. All right, like how I get the most trajectory of my foot up your.
So really, if you're gonna kick his ass,
Yeah. Here we go.
Are you right-footed or left-footed?
Right.
Okay, so make sure you turn your left heel completely to the side so you can get the most hip turn to kick his ass.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is all I
Almost
needed
go
from this
heel
segment
forward.
tonight.
Almost good. I think Captain would actually agree with me if he was here because he would understand the hip turn and the foot placement of being able to do that.
I'm gonna practice this
Okay.
later tonight.
Whitney,
So I'm
when
ready.
you coming to Cincinnati again?
As soon as that kick is perfected.
I'm going to be out of town that weekend.
Yeah, me too. But I'm going to make sure Matt's there for you.
Thanks. Yeah.
Bengals and bourbon that was on earlier, Shayne. You know Matt a little bit. He's up to get some of the bourbon, but yeah, he's been going in on our fantasy football trash talk on Witt's mom, Pam. He's been.
It's not.
Wait,
good.
what?
Yeah, he's been. Yeah, he's been saying a lot of things.
He's hitting on my mom, dude.
I mean,
he's shooting his shot with my mom, my mother.
She's a very attractive lady.
I don't know.
She's too good for him. I know she's good.
All right, guys, we've done about 2 hours. I appreciate this so much. Shayne, I really do hope we can link up for a game. And I want to say this before we get off here. Shayne's honestly somebody, me personally, that I have messaged and talked to about some things that I shouldn't. And he's honestly, I consider him a friend at this point, man.
I see it the same way. Absolutely.
God,
So-
get a room.
Anything to promote
So awesome.
everybody. We got Elite Winning Solutions by my elite friend Shayne Graham. Shayne, tell them where they can reach you.
Elite.
Ooh.
Elite vodka. Wait, let me just get a little.
That is not where they reach you. You're not at the end of the bottle.
Oh,
He will be soon. Just give him time, Dale.
I thought that was a prompt to like take another drink. No,
It is.
www.elitewinningsolutions.com at EWS Mentality. There might be an underscore. There may be a dash. I don't know. There's a couple different things, but at EWS Mentality on many social media platforms. But anything from helping with your coaching special teams to your team, whether you're high school level, whether you're college level, NFL, USFL, XFL, to private lessons, group lessons, snapping, punting, kicking, returning. If you're a guy in college or high school that wants to understand the principles of playing special teams in order to help your chances when you get in the NFL, as a coverage player, as a protection player, as a return player, everywhere across the board. I love football. I love special teams, and I want to do as much as I can to help you. When it comes to the fees with everything that I do for my business, I am very, very flexible from whatever I can do to help to.
And it can be a group rate. Like it could be a whole high school. It could be a whole group of kids, you know.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. You know, I do understand that my time is valuable, and my qualifications plus my time is valuable to me and my family. All of those come into play, but yet there are times when if we have a conversation, I had help along the way. And it's not just about making money. It's about helping people. So I want people
Hell yeah, Shayne. Hell yeah.
Round of applause for Shayne.
That's a bruv.
Well,
That's a bruv right there.
you know, he's going to help you get to where you want to be. Evan McPherson won't be nothing without him, so don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I don't care what he says. He's being humble. Evan McPherson was nothing.
No.
He was scrubbing floors at McDonald's.
Yeah. His future was that. He was his life worked out, he's going to be the manager at McDonald's, and that was it.
He couldn't.
Oh, Shayne's going for the Zool again. Look at him, like absolute monster.
No, Shayne is a humble guy, and he's willing to help any and everybody. Just get a hold of him, EliteWinningSolutions.com. Get a hold of him. He's on Twitter. He's very personable. If you message him, he will respond. Shoot, we had him on the podcast twice now. No one likes us. It's crazy he's been on here
That's
twice.
true.
Stellar guy. Let me tell you, he's opened up his home to me, even as the relationship that we have.
Well, that was a mistake. That invite was rescinded, sir.
He was very
Did I
drunk.
do that?
Yeah.
And you were very drunk.
For me, I hold that to my heart, Shayne. I hold that to my heart. Don't do that, Shayne. What are you doing? Am I not allowed at your house anymore? Are we not going to drink
Nope.
classic?
Nope.
Sleepover.
No, yeah, seriously, he's a stellar dude, honestly. And the 2 times
Great
being with
dude.
him, the first time it was a hoot and a half. We were going crazy at it. The second time being around, we learned more about the humble and the learning and the process of him. Had some fun on the way, but overall, it's been an absolute great show. Sorry for booting out a little bit, doing with some stuff right now, but I wanted to let you know, Shayne, before I hopped off, even let everybody know.
Somebody said you were you had some stripper calls. Like you're gonna have
Stripper
to.
calls? Yes,
Shayne, did you know he was a stripper? 3 nights only.
Wait, what?
Travis was a
How
stripper,
about
a
this,
male
Shayne?
stripper.
How about this, Shayne? Next time you come on Bengals and Brews, we'll have
His name was Big Red. I figured it out finally. I thought it was cinnamon buns. Yeah, cinnamon buns would have been so much better.
Shayne, it's been an honor having you on again, man, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.
Just gonna blow right
I'm gonna
through
head
it.
out, guys. You guys all
Does your
have a great night.
does your pole spin or is it fixed? Does it have ball bearings in it?
I didn't get on a pole. I just went on the chairs where the women were.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm out of here.
I had a
See you,
pole.
Travis.
Hey, I feel like before you wrap things up, though, dude, we should thank Shayne and celebrate with him. I think y'all hit 500 subscribers. That's what Derek was just saying. That's a big deal.
No. I thought he said 500. Y'all's get a jersey giveaway.
But weren't you
Yeah.
only 6 away? I bet you got it.
Hold on.
And then we
got
to thank Shayne.
I mean, we are literally trying to buy a jersey of choice for somebody. They could ask for a custom Shayne Graham jersey. We'll buy it for him.
That seems a little outdated, but
I was actually
vintage-
thinking of getting one. I got 3 Clark Harris jerseys, Shayne. Okay.
You got
Oh
3?
my!
well, all you
Yes.
gotta do is take off the 4, take off the 6, put on a 1, put on a 7. Take off the H, add a G and an R. Yeah, do all that spelling.
Yeah. That's it. Minor.
It's so close.
There's the
This
version,
one.
right?
It was basically
What?
the same thing.
Wait, Shayne, you played for the Steelers?
I was
We
on
don't-
their roster.
We don't talk
for a
about
week.
that.
Sean Sweesom got injured. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That's $250 on eBay.
I never played. So guess who we played the week I was on their roster?
Don't say it. Don't say it.
No.
The Bengals.
Don't.
But so I practiced all week as if I was the guy, but Sean Sweesom got hurt like the game before, right? So they brought me in. I played all during the week. This was 2013. And I think it was week 2. I think Sean got hurt in week 1. I think in 2013, Pittsburgh played Cincinnati at home, the second game of the year. And they signed me during the week, but Sean Sweesom got hurt week 1. But by Friday, I had like a really good week of practice. And he was like, all right, I'm not – like he was just a very competitive person. I would have been the same way. He said, you know what? I'm going to suck it up, and I'm going to play for the game. So in pregame warm-up, I'm kicking. I'm talking to Darren before the game. I'm talking to Marvin before the game. And during, like, the cutoff time that they say you're active or inactive, Sean was like, I'm going to be okay. Well, you know, he took a Toradol and all this kind of stuff, whatever. And I didn't end up playing in that game. But I was on the sideline for that game and thought I was going to play. And I think Cincinnati may have lost that game. I don't know.
Let's just
Shayne,
stop
don't
with the
you
memory
do that
right
to
there.
us. Why are you doing this to
That
us?
actually happened twice to me.
Frosty said one of his favorite memories was beating Cincinnati when he was on Arizona. Like,
No, you know what though? That happened twice to me. It happened at Baltimore and it happened with Pittsburgh. Because I was with Baltimore when Billy Cundiff got hurt and I played a little bit. Then like right before the game, he's like, I can play. So I missed and ended up playing against the Bengals at home. I never played for another team in Paul Brown Stadium. She gonna kill you, Matt.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but go ahead.
So if you're looking for your Steelers jersey, it's on eBay for $250.
Okay, well, I never
Ew,
wore
no.
it, so I don't need it.
so that's not part of the ones on the wall.
No, it's not.
44. Derek, I think 44.
There is no I'm in reverse here. So no, there's no Steelers jersey up there.
Good man.
Good.
Don't buy that one. Tyler, you should have never brought that up.
I was just looking for a Shayne Green
Yeah,
Bengals
Tyler.
jersey. That was the
So
first one that came
I
up.
have my high school helmet, my Buffalo, Carolina, Cincinnati, New York for one game, Patriots, Dolphins, Ravens, Texans, Saints, Atlanta Falcons, and then I've got my high school jersey actually being framed at this very moment in Cincinnati with heirloom framing, one of the most.
Yeah, I think we talked about this last time
Yeah.
you were on.
And they're framing my college jersey that's going to go down
Yeah.
there as well.
Nice.
Pro Bowl jersey,
Nice.
though. What about the Pro Bowl jersey?
Pro Bowl
Did you get it
jersey's
back?
Pro Bowl jersey's going on that wall
Okay.
underneath of the helmets that I coached for.
So when we
Hey.
have Clark on for the third time, or not Clark, when we have Shayne on for the third time, now I'm drunk. Shit. When we have Shayne on for the third time, he's going to have his Pro Bowl jersey and nothing else. He's not going to have all this other stuff, just his Pro Bowl jersey. So he can match Clark.
I'll put the
So you can
camera
match
right
Clark.
here. I'll put the camera right here and I'll point it
Yeah.
that way.
That's all
so
Clark
it'll
has
be
in
my
his
Pro Bowl
room.
jersey.
That's all Clark has in his entire room. It's just his Pro Bowl jersey, and it's like, damn, bro, you love you some you.
No. You got to understand, like, even for Clark, like when he first got started, it didn't happen easy for him.
No.
So you have to be proud of what it took to get you there. So it's not about narcissism.
Shayne, we know, man. Come
Okay,
on, man.
okay.
Way to go, Dale.
Hey, I'm
We're never serious at all, and trust me, like Clark was such a fun guest. Like,
I'm just saying, I got his back either way.
yeah. Hey, if you want to come on Saturday, I'll send you the link.
Is this like Saturday?
Yeah, he's coming on. You know how you came on right after him for the last time? He's coming on right after you
Hey.
this time.
Okay.
I think it's a weird thing going on between you two.
DM me if just DM me when it's going on. I don't know. I may be in the middle of doing some other stuff. I know some of you guys have DM'd me, and I've literally been like on the beach or
Yeah, and he's like, if it ain't Dell, I ain't answering.
Well,
That's why I'm
just saying,
Shayne Graham saying.
We do that on purpose, Shayne. We wait and look at your Instagram story, see when you're on vacation.
Okay, I'm just I remember you messaging me one time like, hey, you should log on. We're all on here. And a couple of you guys have, and I'm like, shit, I'm like in the middle of a cookout and I'm in the middle of something.
I'm still waiting to be invited to an actual cookout, you know.
I mean, I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan, so it is what it is. But
What do you want, Eric? What do you
I'm
want?
saying is, at least let me know, and if I can like step out and if you want to get like Blair Witch Project drunk, like looking at the phone, like moving around or something.
We want to see your nostrils. Yes.
Yeah. Well.
All I'm going to say, Shayne, is T. Higgins' dad was at a cookout and stopped to say hello to us. Just saying.
Yeah.
That is true. That did happen. We're kind of big time here at Bengals and Brews now.
Yeah. You wouldn't know it by looking at us.
I give full credit to Clark Harris and Shane Graham though. Constantly.
Oh, absolutely.
The only two people that will respond to us. Good dudes.
I mean, doesn't know what to say about that.
I'm a little bit worried. Like, do you have a Ouija board in front of you right now?
He's like Miss Cleo right now. He's gonna read our fortune.
No,
he's getting ready to start his next podcast, which is Bengals and Ouija.
I was going to say, I don't know if this can happen or not, but if we can get like 40 subscribers within the next, 20 minutes or so, it'd be awesome.
Derek, how drunk did you get while you were putting your kids to bed?
I mean, they're asleep. This one's asleep on my lap right now. Declan's in his bed.
Did you just take the whole bottle?
No. I'm still working. I'm still working on that bottle.
This guy.
It's Bert. Listen, I can't be Shane Graham and just freaking taking shit to the face the way he is, but.
Yeah, but you have before. That's why I love you so much. That's why I'm your co-host.
You have to be careful with your words around Dale.
Meow. Who's got a cat?
My cat says hello.
Okay.
I was going to say, I have several, but that is not me. I'm in the garage.
Yeah.
Did you see my dog on here earlier?
That's my pussy. Just saying.
Yeah.
Can we see him one more time, though? I saw that he has an Instagram account.
Toby.
The dog?
Oh,
Yeah,
does he really?
does.
The
Yeah,
dog
the
has
dog.
an Instagram account?
Shane's
I
dog
just saw
has
that
an
yesterday.
Instagram. Are we serious right now?
It came up as like a suggested follow for me.
Did you say Zane's dog?
Shayne.
That is phenomenal. That is
Shayne.
phenomenal. I don't care what anybody says. Cincy shirts. We need a Shane Graham's dog Instagram T-shirt
There he
right
is.
now.
Yeah, there's the man.
Look at it.
Tell us where we can find him on Instagram.
Toby Todd, the Yorkie Palm.
Oh,
Yes.
At
Oh,
Toby
I love
Todd,
it.
the
I love
Yorkie
it.
Palm.
Toby Todd, the Yorkie Palm shirt. Clip this,
Yeah,
Tyler.
clip it and at Cincy shirts.
He's the
Dale, you're the
cutest dog
clipper.
ever.
Derek, sometimes I don't want to do all the work for the show.
Well, listen, you're so
Hey,
good
Travis
at
is
it.
back.
Hey, tell me the time. Was it 21 or 2 hours and 20 minutes in? I will clip that shit.
Travis is like, I thought you guys were getting off here 20 minutes ago, you idiots.
Nice.
Dude, I joined in.
Nice
I
boy.
joined in real quick, so I was like, I don't want to be disrespectful and not say bye. I've had a great time with Shane and everything else, and everybody else has been involved. And then I get off my phone call, and I look up. I go on to StreamYard, and I still see this thing's live, and I'm like, oh, that thing's lagging. There's no way it's still live. So I click it, and I am 5, and Shane's just petting his dog again. And I'm like, oh, we're going downhill. All right, let's go.
All right, let's get off here. Let's do it again sometime. You're right.
Yep.
He's actually in the process of he was half asleep because he was laying by the door because my wife went to meet her cousins at a local watering hole. So he gets depressed when she leaves.
That is exactly how my dogs are. There's
Same.
one that's like that with the wife, and there's one that's like that with my youngest daughter.
Yeah, that's why my wife's been in Vegas all week, so my cat is like, you know what? I guess I like you for the time being.
Well, Derek, that's the first pussy you've got in about 3 months. So congratulations.
Proud of you.
Hey,
Take what you can get, dude.
I'll take what I can get. Yep.
Shane, okay?
But Shane,
Oh, y'all killed Shane. You broke
Shane, thank you so much for coming on with us. We really
I
appreciate it.
enjoyed it. Had a blast.
We will
Where
definitely
the
link
fuck
up
are you at?
again.
Are you on a rocking chair, Derek? What
Yes,
the
I'm
heck?
rocking my daughter. My daughter is trying to sleep, and I'm talking too loud, obviously.
What are you doing, bud?
I'm trying to be a good father, all right?
What is that?
Then why did you get back on the podcast? I kicked him. He's gone. Forget him.
What is that?
Holy shit.
All right, I'm going to roll out, but I'll be in the background. Travis, give us a nice outro.
He didn't even finish his sentence. All right. Everybody, thank you guys for joining in. It's been a great fucking night with Shayne Graham. Round of applause for Shayne Graham again because he's a fucking stud. Everybody loves him. Thanks for coming on second time. Bengals Wit, Tyler, we love you guys so much. Thanks for joining on with us. And everybody, subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're watching us on other platforms, please go on to YouTube, subscribe onto there, put your comments in there. That will get top-notch feed. You'll be able to throw it on here like the rest of the comments. Buy some Birmingham because, you know, it's the best damn thing you can drink, especially right before a game on Sunday morning. And everybody, we'll catch you guys on Saturday with Clark Harris. Bye. Who day?
Who day?
Who day?
Who day?
Dale, go ahead.